All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to another late night stream. Today's a very unusual day because I'm testing out the multi-streaming option on this app. So I don't know if it's working or not. You want to pull up this? So I pull up the, I've pulled up my screen for YouTube to make sure that's running at least. And let's see. Okay, so that works. So we got the message from CC Collects, and actually, it actually denotes that it's coming from YouTube. Very cool. Okay, so we need a title for tonight. Tonight's title shall be Everything Must Go. Selling all my Pokemon card slabs. Not really. All right. So we're going to hit save on that. We got a lot of new product. We got the Hobbit. We got Palworld. Actually, we should add that to the title. Plus Hobbit, MTG, and Palworld. So we got Hobbit and Palworld now. Hey, what's up, guys? So we will be posting more slabs than usual for sale. Slabs that normally would have been held back for, inventory breaks. We're going to start letting some of that go. We're not going to hold as much. And all of that is just because we're going to start getting a money ball going. We got to get a gigantic amount of money together to get out of Missouri. All right. It's not easy to move. I guess it is easy to move, but we want to get as much work done ahead of time as possible. We're just going to get into a rental unit at first, and then we got to save up and buy a house. And that includes selling the houses we're in. So if these two houses sell pretty fast, then we will have no problem at all. But also, the amount of money we put together will kind of decide what kind of house we can buy. So, it's better to be on the comfortable side of things. All right, so over here, let's go grab some tags. And after we get the tags in, let me delete these images. Delete. Yes, delete this. So I got these images saved in Discord of the Hobbit and Palworld because we were adding it to the website, and now we want to get rid of that because I don't want to clutter this channel with pictures. I need like a default picture channel. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, because I use Discord to transfer photos from my phone to the PC through Discord. It acts as like the bridge. Oh yeah, sorry we weren't live earlier. I was doing an NGC submission. I got that done. My God, is it confusing to grade coins. Coins is so much harder to grade than like cards. It's not impossible. It's just like their website's very different from, CGC. Although even though they look very similar, it was a pain in the butt too. I had to like reset my password and everything. Haha, he'd rather not sell his big cards because they just keep going up. Yes, a lot of Pokemon cards are doing just that. That's right. They're just going up. But there'll be a point where they're going down too. But I never really sell my big cards. It doesn't really matter whether the market's up or down. All right, I want to see if I'm live on Facebook. I am. Check it out. Look at this. So right there, it says we're live. What? I want to head over there. I want to see what it's like. So we click on this. We have 3 watchers on Facebook. If you're from Facebook watching, let me pause this. If you're on Facebook watching, I would love it if you spoke up and said something, because this is our very first stream on Facebook. Very first one. CC Collect says Boomerville. You're so wrong, dude. I'm looking at the data. You're wrong. Apparently, young people still use Facebook. So you are not correct about that. All right, so let me go ahead and close this. Whoa. How do I pause this again? I guess I'll close this. All right, so we don't need that open. All right, so we got a multi-stream going now. One on YouTube, one on Facebook. Boy, we haven't done that since like 5 or 6 years ago when we used to do multi-streams between Twitch. And maybe we can get our streams up there too. I still use Facebook to browse PokePages, Marketplace. Yeah, I mean, I think people use, at this point, they use all social media apps. That's what the kind of world we're living in now, where you got to get good at all of them. Because you never know where you're going to run into somebody. Time to bring the sound effects back. Yeah, I missed the sound effects. All right, so let's go ahead and get the website open. I don't know if Facebook will bring in too many new viewers, but that is cool that we got it working so quickly. All right, so I'm going to grab this. Just commented with my Facebook. Oh, yeah, I see it. You said, hey, hey. Very cool, man. All right, and we're going to pin this here. It's very cool. The phone shows me the comments from Facebook, but obviously the YouTube app does not. Okay, we'll pull this. Oops. Come on now. Very good. So we've got the website pinned. We've got the ads turned on. We got the tags. We got one more job to do. We got to ping people and let them know we went live. Okay, that's the last job, and then we can start playing. Tonight's another night. It's Monday night. Monday sometimes is a busy day. I can tell you the daytime stream was really busy. We're live right now for Monday night. Okay, we're going to hit copy on that. We're pinging the Discord server. Hey, what's up, Exia? I've watched like 5 of these streams and I still can't figure it all out. I must be slow. Really? We are. It's okay, man. Yeah, I mean, take your time. It's, you know, you feel free to ask any questions you want. But basically, we're just live and people pay money and have me open packs. That's it. If you're wondering how to make a purchase yourself, it's not complicated. You head over to the description of the stream and then you look for all the links like the website. You can pay on the website if you wish. You don't have to use the website to pay. You can use PayPal, ZELLE, CASHAPP, VENMO, whatever it is you got. So however you prefer to pay works. All right. So what do I do now? We go ahead and let Instagram know that we're going live. Hey, what's up, Mr. CS Man? I was going to say, I feel like you ask about packs every time you're in here. All right. So we're over here. We're going to pop this here. Okay, we're live for Monday night, and I'm going to go ahead and post that into Facebook as well. How do I get to my page on Facebook? Let's see. That's so cool that we're live on Facebook. Oh, yeah, here it is. Says we only have 3 viewers over there, though. That's interesting. Okay, and then let me post this over here. Okay, we're going to hit post. There we go. We're live Monday night. That is so cool, man. It's like it's trying to do subtitles, too. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone now. Technology. I'm the boomer. I should have been doing multi-streams this whole time. All right, so let's see. Where did we leave off? Team Rocket Grunt had an order last night. No, this morning, I mean. Ivan Rodriguez, yes, he sent for a $100 card that was being sold by Team Rocket Grunt, I believe. Let me check the website, make sure that there's no pre-orders on the website. Looks like we're good on the website. So Ivan Rodriguez was the last person to send in the daytime stream, and I had to shut it down. I had to tell people to stop buying because we were so busy, which is really interesting because we only had like 50 to 60 watchers. How can we be so busy, you know? All right, here we are. He was buying this Nido Queen. It's really cheap. It was only $100 for this Nido Queen. So this goes to Ivan Rodriguez. Today I listed more items up on my eBay, and I got an NGC coin submission filled in. I still have to ship it. Miss Alexis got the shipping done too, so she did a whole bunch of shipping. But she didn't get the NGC coin one done, obviously, because I only got it set up after she left. Let's see. Oh, I know what I need to do next. We need to fill in the consignment information. Consignment sold. Over here, we're going to say TRG Nido Queen, $100. All right, and then he's got a store credit card. Yo, what's up, CC? So he takes home $75 of that sale. He doesn't do any taxes. He doesn't do any shipping. He doesn't even do any listing. It's just done like that, and he's got store credit ready to go. All right. Look at all this, man. So I'm planning on selling these. So we got some slabs to price up for sure. And then, of course, we got the ones already on the table, too. Pika. Birthday Pikachu. I also have plans to get many of these cross-listed on eBay. So ideally, my entire inventory would be cross-listed to eBay and sold as fast as possible. That's where we're at in life right now. We are trying to sell everything. Not everything, but a lot of stuff. I got so many slabs, I could just grab stuff for days. Let's see. We're in full swing here, guys. When we have enough money put together, and when the houses have some work done on them, we're probably going to just move over to a rental unit so that this house can start getting cleaned and sold. All right, you ready for this? This is Birthday Poo-Poo Chew. And it looks like I'm probably going to do about 240 on him. That Gyarados was hot. I don't even like Gyarados. That was the Celebrations Gyarados. It's a good card. All right, so there is a Pikachu for sale. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and check the queue now, see how the queue's doing. Make sure there's not any pre-orders in here. Before we get too crazy tonight, let me show off some new stuff that you guys didn't know we had now. So now we've got the Hobbit. That's $96 a pack, cheap and affordable. This is a 100% fresh case of Marvel. Actually, scratch that. 2 booster boxes have been opened and no stamps have been pulled. So those are $60 a box, the Marvel box, the Marvel Weiss. So that's brand new. And then we got Palworld as well. Excuse me. Also, look, Palword. So I did not know this, but apparently these are really overpriced these days. These packs are going to be selling for $18 a pack, and that's where I'm not even making any money, because ideally I'd sell them at $19 a pack, but they're selling for $18, a dollar cheaper, and so the margin's really tight on these, and that's like my low end. So Palworld, pricey, premium cards. Okay, give those a try. I'd love to see what you pull out of there. They must be selling for a lot. They must be reselling for a lot. Here we are. What was the Crimson Invasion packs you showed off earlier? Are they always available? Yes, they are permanently on the menu right now. As long as I can keep them in stock, I highly recommend buying these guys. Crimson Invasion Gengar just sold for $4,800 in auction. Just sold, $4,800. Reverse Holo Gengar. He comes out of these packs. There's also Reverse Holo Pikachu in these packs. We don't even know what that sells for in a 10. Probably more, because the Pikachu is way cuter than the Gengar. But there we go. We got Crimson Invasion. That's all we have left of the previous box. Then we open up a new box, which I might be forced to buy a new box at that point. But that's a good thing, because it means you guys are opening the smarter Pokemon product, because I think these are smart to open. There's always like a product you should open, you know what I mean? A lot of people just kind of go straight to the brand new stuff, you know, like we got a ton of Storm Emeralda, by the way, and that's 7.5 per pack right now. But a lot of people open the latest stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, you know, some of these older packs, they're only going up in price, and they're going up in price rapidly. So buying a few of them when they're still a little bit cheaper, just to, you know, see if you get some lady luck, that might be worth your time. Welcome, guys, to the Monday nighttime stream. It's me, Mr. Cardconomist. And if you're on Facebook, this is the very first Facebook live stream I've ever hosted. So that's really cool. I'm going to see you real fast. It says we're live over there. We got 2 watchers. All right, we don't have anybody watching on Facebook, but that's fun. All right, so, but it's still cool, right? It's a neat thing. So the first order, 11 minutes in, Mr. CS Man, as promised, the Vaporeon with a picture, please. All right, Vaporeon. Where's Vaporeon? Where did I place it? Did I place it up here or not? Ah, there it is. All right, good. Yeah, he was really cheap for some reason. I don't know why he was so cheap. Congratulations on picking up a Vaporeon. Okay. Put some of those in the live customs. We're going to do that too. I actually agree with your thoughts here. Oh, we can put the Pikachu in the live customs. The live customs are already also pretty full, so they can only hold so many new cards. But yeah, I agree. Anything really good ought to go in those live customs. Boom, picture taken. All right, there we go. You got your picture. I'll plug my phone back in, and I'm going to put this to the side. Thank you so much. You know, CS-Man, if you ever paid with the ZELLE, you'll get 2 spots in the giveaway on ZELLE. Eddie Mendoza, 2 live customs. Ooh. All right, 2 live. What do we got back here? We got some spots. All right, what we got? the Ancient Origins pre-release one. Oh, yeah, he's good. He's mega expensive. That one's not cheap at all. I don't know if anyone is going to be able to afford that one in a normal way. You got 2 poker cards, but those are going to be too cold, live customs. Okay, here's the irony, though. If these are both grade 10, let's say you grade these, and they grade 10, and they probably will, you could try to sell them for like 100 each. So it's not so bad. Not terribly bad. Don't lose them. Don't treat them like they're trash or garbage. I really do sell those, and they do sell. We got a Tyranitar from that set. Came out of that box for like $225, I think, the other day. All right, we got Team Rocket Grunt. Let me get 3 of the live customs with store credit. Yes, sir. Okay, so we got store credit. Team Rocket Grunt wants 3 of these. This is going to go back down to 0. Can you just show off what slabs you might sell? Yeah, I sort of did. You know, I got to price up those before we get any new ones. So I don't want to waste too much time speculating what I'll sell. I want to get them priced up, and then as they get priced up, more will get priced up. So we'll drag more and more. 2, 3. Here we are. All right. Dratini. Medicam. Ah, no! That sucks. So sorry, Team Rocket Grunt. All right. That's a rough round, dude. All right. Dang, dude. Here's Tangela. Here's Spearow. Here's a Mimikyu. Here's a really cool Magnemite. And here's Rosalina Gym Break still needs a person. For heaven's sake, somebody jump in here. Don't make me jump in there. You know, I can jump in there if I wanted. Mister, which grading company should I use for One Piece? Probably CGC grading right now. PSA grading's too expensive. All right. Yeah, PSA is kind of a ripoff. They're really expensive right now. Check out the website. The website's clear. Clear. All right, and here's Javier Arroyo. Welcome, Javier. 2 live customs, 1 crimson. All right, 2 live customs. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You get 2 packs in a different part of the box. Maybe this is the good part of the box. The part cold. Come on. Nah. Dang. A bunch of guys got washed in the live customs right at the start of the stream. No. All right. Those are your 2 cards. Let me go get you this crimson, though. Okay, so you can still hit gold in the crimson. I sent a ZELLE order. All right, we're going to take that ZELLE order, too, and take care of it. Okay. Tossing that. What we got? Look at that. So you can pull this Jigglypuff and get it to grade 10, too. Execute, kind of standard. Stufa looks okay. This Magikarp's kind of valuable. There's a lot of... So, you know, there's like a list of Pokemon that are considered like good Pokemon to collect. Well, Magikarp's actually one of them. And if you got this card to grade 10 in a reverse holo, this would probably do well. Remoraid me. Dino. Oh, my God. And Oranguru. All right, so Dino and Oranguru in that pack. Overall, Javier, rough round. Oh, baby Crimson, come on, Gengar. Dang, dude, that's rough, isn't it? Here's Dino. Oh. Oh, looks like that order just came in. The one you're telling me about, the ZELLE order. Welcome, guys. I can't see the number of viewers anymore. Okay, it's 41. I can see it on the iPad. Take a second, guys, and smash that like button. If we got 40 viewers, we need 20 likes. So help me out with that number, if you will. All right. So now we get an order over here. Hey, what's up, Cheese? How you doing, man? Here's Edward Hollinshead, and he says he'd like a pack of the Sonics. Good, okay. So Sonics, where are we actually hiding those? They haven't been opened in a while. You guys might not have caught it, but we just massively lowered the price of the Sonic packs. Sonic packs are getting liquidated. We have like 5 boxes of them, by the way. So if you want to buy a whole box, let me know. Because you can buy a whole box for $900. So here they are. They're really cool. The non-holos, if you get a good pack, the non-holos can grade for a lot of money. But you're looking for a holographic, and those seem to be pretty hard to pull. All right, so this is a stage card. Labyrinth Zone, Metropolis, Casino Night, Emerald Hill, And then what do we got here? So, oh, cool. So over here, these are the area cards. So this would be like some classic Sonic artworks. We got Power Up, Are You Up To It, I Love Sonic, and this cool guy. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, so these are looking like they're in great condition. They're feeling very minty, very fresh. So this is a nice box of the Sonics. But it's been kind of forgotten, and nobody's been opening it. And to be frank, it's always been kind of expensive. Sonic packs seem to go for a premium. They are just expensive. All right, Mr. Edward, you've got a bag, like you mentioned. Let's grab that bag. Here it is. Mega Man X cards. Ooh, Mega Man cards. I didn't think of that. That's an interesting thought. Mega Man. Okay, good. Now let's put your name at the top real fast. Can I just write the name on the top of the bag? Let's see how that works. I don't think that's going to work. Ooh, yeah, it doesn't write very well. It doesn't want to... Edward H. All right, doesn't want to... The pen doesn't want to glide, so that's a problem. All right. Cool, man. We got some slabs to price. People want to see that Ancient Origin card, huh? Here's Simba. He's listed on eBay, and he's listed on the table. Here's Magnezone. So you're going to see that a lot. I need to be listing like 1 to 2 items per stream. Whenever it slows down, I'm going to do that. And I just need to list all my slabs. They all got to go. We're going to get a huge chunk of these sold over time. And like this Magnezone for 500. Okay, so if let's say I wanted to put $400,000 together. How many Magnezones do I need to sell? Let's see. I need to sell 800 of them. Very unrealistic, but journey of 1,000 steps, right? So we got to get started. Jesus, dude, that's a lot. Just 800. Okay, we've got Mr. Eddie Mendoza. He wants 1 live and a Rosalina gym break. Good deal. All right, so this is going off. If NGC wants to watch, I don't know if he's here. Here's your live custom. Let's see if you get a hit out of here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go. 2, 3, 4. No. Everybody's getting washed in the live customs over here. Should we add a Charizard? Look, there's a Charizard right here. He's kind of nice. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Wow, I grabbed exactly what we needed. So to pull this guy, your odds are 1 in 9. Shows you why some people are going to be pulling some cold ones. It's because mathematically it has to happen. 8 cold ones have to be pulled before 1 hot one comes out. Charizard. And it's going to say 025 Charizard P10. Okay, I think that's good. All right. Putting this in here. Geez, I'm moving, dude. I'm going to probably Nevada, probably Las Vegas. What do you think, Cheese? Is that a good choice? Where would you move if you could just pick any place you wanted? We are. Karis is nervous. She's scared to leave Missouri. She's not crazy like me. We are. I'm the ambitious one. I'm the let's get out of here and go exploring one. All right, so this goes up in the live box. Good. All right. You grow up in Missouri and you just get stuck in Missouri. It's like this place that never really pushes you, never really challenges you. No one's really judging you. They look at, when you're in Missouri, it's like, you could be like, you could be a slob and nobody will care. They don't care if you're successful. They don't talk about the fancy schools they went to. No one talks about that. Oh, yes. I went to the fancy school. Let's grab that Rosalina. No one talks that way. I guess you could. You could talk about going to, like, SLU or WashU or something. Okay, here we are. But most people don't. They don't talk like that. It is. The competition to survive in Missouri is lower. Probably way lower. So you get out here and you live out here for a while, and it's so comfortable. I don't think people want to leave. They just kind of go, man, I can just bum around here. We got to get out of here. We got to go to places that are expensive and difficult to get into. It is. Good. So it'll be NHCC versus Mr. Eddie. Okay. Wow, NHCC, look at his track record. That guy's been doing really well. That might be better than Sergio. All right, here goes. Who's walking away with Rosalina? That's a gym break. It's a 2-person break. These are fun because they go off real fast. Once you start one, someone's likely to finish it without too much waiting. Okay, and this card was only $24. Kind of just like for fun almost. It's not really an expensive thing. How's it going, guys? Talk to me. How you guys feeling tonight? It's Monday night. All right, there we go. Geez, I'm feeling old, dude. Here's the Beetle, and here's Squovit. Wow, the Beetle's such a bad pull, and yet it still beats Squovit. Wow, round 1, NHCC. Round 2, the Deer. The Deer can be beaten, but not by Poliwag. Damn, dude. All right, Eddie Mendoza, I'm sorry, man. It's going to go to NHCC. Mister, you ever do a card show and sell slabs at a booth? I've never done that. If I move to Las Vegas, I might start doing that. And even if I don't do it, I might try to make a partner who does it. So I might hire a guy or become friends with the guy who does it for me. And I just supply him with the banner and a method and supply him with product. All right, so NHCC's wins get deeper. And Edilberto Mendoza's losses get deeper. I'm so sorry, man. You got to win your way back out of that hole. So I'm going to take a picture of this. Mister, you need Heelys. Yeah, I don't want anyone at the card convention to think I'm short, so I'm going to need some Heelys. Okay, let me take a picture of this. He's got a private channel in our Discord server. So every time he gets a slab, I have to take a picture of it. He paid just $20 for that. So if you ever want a private channel in Discord to watch all your slabs, you can do that too. I write a channel up in your name, and then I take a picture. You got to remind me usually because I do forget. All right, Mr. Jorge Giron is next. He wants a Rosalina spot and $10 toward my slab. So you just missed the Rosalina. Do you want me to just apply it all towards your slab? I mean, we have some other gym breaks. You can start them. If you jump into one of these, look, that's 18. If you jump into one of these, somebody's likely going to join you. Here's CASHAPP for 40 bucks. It's a whole ass signature, man. So expensive to pull one of these. And then it also graded 10, and it's only selling for 80. I mean, I paid 40 just to grade it. It kind of doesn't make any sense. It's way too cheap. That's from the anime Chainsaw Man, which, by the way, I actually enjoy that anime. It's a good anime. Here's a $20 Call of the Jedi. Mister, you need to... I already read that. What's up, Mr. Alex? How's your day going? Any interesting news? There's the one actress who has passed away, and people are wondering why she passed away. But it is appearing that she overdosed. Excuse me. All right, I need Mr. Jorge Giron to let me know what he wants me to do in this case because the gym break is already over. You did miss it. I'm going to hit refresh on this. Everything toward the slab. All right, there we go. Sounds good to me. Makes sense to me. Oops. Is this still running? I want to see if the live stream's still running. Let me grab this. I'm going to see if our YouTube... I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. Okay, it is. It's still running. That's good. Oh my gosh. I don't want to do this. How do I hit back? All right, there we go. Just wanted to make sure the Facebook live stream is still working. Today's the first day streaming on Facebook at the same time. What do you think? She also lost her brother last year. She had alcohol issues. Yeah, that's sad. All right, let's put all the money towards Slab Away. Smart move. Let's see. Slab Away. Where is it? We have too many channels in Discord. Here it is. So we're going to scroll up to you. You have Snorlax Black Star. 328 remains. Boom. All right. 328. Thank you so much. Now we have an order from Javier Arroyo. 2 more live customs and get him in the Tyranitar sub list. Wow. So that sub list right here, guys, it only has 2 spots left. This is a big one. This is for the Mega Break. which happens to be Shining Tyranitar 10. So here it is, Shining Tyranitar 10. This is the story tonight. This sublist has 2 spots left. Wowzers. Should I start a break on a Hobbit booster pack? I feel like people might appreciate that. It's a pretty big one. The Hobbit, you know, it's $96 a pack. I don't know how many people are going to be buying a pack of it. Hello from Bali, Indonesia. Hey, what's up, man? Nice to hear from you. So 2 live customs. Let's get it. All right, come on, live customs. Don't be mean. You got to give out something. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1 and 2. Oh my God, it's still cold, dude. I'll get you into the second chance break, okay? Sorry, Mr. Javier. That's rough, dude. Live customs, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is the Poke Shuffle or the live customs more popular? Because I suspect it's actually the live customs. I'm also tempted to increase the largest pull in the box to 500. Seems possible to do it. All right. Yeah, that's sad, man. She lost her brother. Here you go, Mr. Javier. Sorry about the tough round tonight. Okay. Let's see. Trade. Second chance. Good. Toss that in there. Nice. How's it going tonight, guys? Happy Monday night. Hope you guys are having a lovely night. Where's our first time order sleeve? Don't we have a sleeve that says first time order on it? Oh, we do. It's right over here. It's blank now. We need new first time cards. Let's see if we can put something cool in there. So we gotta get something nice together for people who are gonna place a first time order. Something nice. How about gosh, gouache. How about I think I'll put 2 vintage cards in there this time. So let's put in vintage Raichu and vintage Combee. So you got 2 vintage cards here, guys. That's going to be it. That comes from a sealed playing deck. You know, like those pre-constructed decks. They're probably going to grade 9. We are. But, you know, nowadays, even that's pretty strong. So this would be free for first time order. It's a pretty cool one. You have to place a minimum $20 order, though, okay? Can't place like a $2 order. Okay, Javier, keeping us busy tonight. Man, we are. We're lucky to have guys like Team Rocket Grunt and Javier hanging out with us. Tomorrow, I'm thinking about making tomorrow ladies' night. What do you guys think? Should we have a ladies' night officially? Magaton. We've got Morning for Padme. We've got Misty Scoldine. We've got Shuppet the Puppet. And we've got the Nazgul. Wow, that Nazgul card is super cool, man. I had to list that one. I don't think there's any of those on eBay. All right, look at this flimsy sleeve. He gonna need some blue chew on that sleeve. Here's yeah. Did you guys hear? There was like a study that came out that suggested Viagra had like some sort of protective quality against cancer. Did you guys hear about that? That was a news story the other day. I was like, well, sign me up. I've always wanted to know what that's like. You know, just having a pokeboner and not working for it, you know, because I assume that's how it works. I assume you don't have to get all riled up. Here we are. Let's see, Dark Gyarados. And this is going to say 005. Most of the women disappear because of blank or they skip the politics topic. Let's see. Hey, bro, it's 2020. We're all ladies, bro. Hell yeah, dude. All right, so we're going to sort this out by lowest price. We're going to hit filter by now. All right. Do you have any Sableyes for sale? Ooh, I have the Sableye. I've got the EX Deoxys Sableye, one of the best Sableyes in the entire hobby. I could sell that to help me move. I got to admit, I'm a little tempted by some of my options because I would love to just get this move done. And then once we're in Nevada, once we're settled down in Nevada, we can 175. Actually, that's the perfect price for the Poke live customs. Once we're in Nevada, we can get all settled in, And then every single year that we work, we're going to save a chunk of money not paying income tax. So I'm pretty excited to get moved over there. We should have done it earlier, but Missouri annoyingly came out and said, hey, we're turning into a no tax state. So I said, oh, let's hang around for another year. Let's hang around out here and see where it goes. You know what I mean? So I did that for another year. I hung around out here just because of that. Dark Gyarados. And it's a terrible mistake, sadly. I should already be over there saving money on our income. Karis and I both work. We're like a power couple. We work our fannies off. We work so hard. She works so much, dude. You have no idea how much my wife works. She is just a workaholic. She gets like 10 hours a day, and they even call her to work on Saturdays and Sundays for a couple hours. It's really frequent. Like, I would say she does that like at least once or twice a month. She will work on either a Saturday or a Sunday on the weekends. So they get like 50 hours a week out of her, and then weekends too sometimes. And it's just like, dear God. So, and then I work all the time too, and we just pay a ton of taxes. And so one simple move to a different state, and we save all that tax money. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like I could buy an extra Pokemon card per year with the money we would have saved. There we go. So I should have already made this move. And it's obviously dominating everything I think about, everything I talk about, because I feel like that's normal in tech. Yeah, she's in tech and she's working a lot. So they're trying to get their money out of her. But, you know, I think about it constantly, how ripped off we are for living in a state that's not even that good to live in. It's like, I don't know, dude, this is annoying. Here's Magikarp. So tonight, let's get some of these cool slabs priced up for you bad boys and bad girls. We're going to see what we can do for you. So we're going to see about this shiny Magikarp. We already added 2 cool cards to the live customs. So live customs are hotter now. And now this guy's going to be 0-1-0. What do you guys think? Ladies' night, our very first ladies' night tomorrow night. I think we're going to do that. What should be the bonus on ladies' night? First of all, I think that the giveaway should be girls only that night. Sort of like a discrimination thing, you know. I'm thinking, how do we discriminate against the boys? That's how it feels a little bit, but no, it's not like that. It's like what they do at bars and all that. It's to bring, you know, it's to give girls a reason to come hang out with those stinky-ass sausage party guys, you know what I'm saying? And then I think there might be a girls-only giveaway, and I think there'll be a rule that if you want to buy a girl like a booster pack, you will get a discount on the purchase of about 10% or something like that, which is not good for me. But if you're gifting it to a girl, then I probably make it like 10% off or something, or maybe 5%. I don't know. I mean, any amount that helps. 5% is not substantial, but it's not zero. And then 10%, it is substantial. The problem is, for some products, it's going to hurt me bad to do 10%. So maybe some products are easy to do 10%, whereas others would be like maybe just 9%. So this Snorlax is awesome. I love this Snorlax. He's from 2019, guys. Think about how old that is. It's a really long time ago. And it looks like he's not going to be too expensive either. All right, you ready? So we're going to set this guy to $210. Great price on this card. Beautiful card. Lopunny and Vaporeon cards. No. Not Lopunny and Vaporeon. We need like Chainsaw Man. We need like guys with 6-pack abs with, you know, with their shirt ripped off. You know, like, I know somebody likes that redheaded guy from One Piece. Actually, we have a break running on him. Here it is. Shanks. We like some Shanks cards. We get all the Gaifus out. All right. Let's hit refresh. 6 popped in yesterday. Yes. What card you got? Man, might donate for ladies' night. Let's see. Please tell me the final move. I'm tired of it. I've been a part of 3 moves. Well, all 3 of those moves were just right here in Missouri. That's all it was. What did we do? We moved from the condo to the blue house and the blue house to this house. That's only 2 moves. What are you talking about? That's only 2 moves. So we moved twice, from the condo to the blue house, from the blue house to this house. So this will be the 3rd move. Should have already moved to Nevada years ago. Next up, Eddie Mendoza, 2 of the Hobbit packs. Oh, snap, dude. That's a lot of money. Okay, let's go grab those Hobbit packs. Where did we put the Hobbit? Where did we put the hippity hobbity? Oh, there it is. The Hobbit. Can anyone explain what the chase cards in this set is? So you get something real cool here. You get the first 2 packs in the box, dude. How nice is that? Nobody's drinking your milkshake. It's all yours. Oh my gosh, you're selling everything? It's all gotta go. Mostly. Not everything. It's just fun to say that. That's all. I gotta sell it all. No, but you'll see a couple new items up for sale. That's all. Oh, there's a box topper. Well, if there's a box topper, then there should be 12 spots. Anything special in the box topper? I think in the past I just kept them, but this time around, let's get a break list going. You get 2 spots because you bought two packs. That's the nature of it. Okay, so we'll get you 2 spots in there, and then here are your 2 booster packs. Oh baby. Well, the pack art is beautiful already. It looks great. Magic the Gathering doing Hobbit feels so right. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, that was already kind of the nature of Magic cards. It's sort of like elves and ancient trees and dragons and yucky monsters, orcs. So that was already kind of the feeling of Magic. They should have done this a long time ago. All right. Did you sell Gold Star Mudkip? No, I'm still holding him. If I did sell the Mudkip, it would appear to be a legitimate offer for 300K on the Mudkip, right? So let's say I did sell him. Boom, I'm done. I'm already there. Like, there's not a lot of work left to do after selling that 1 card. But then I don't have the Gold Star Mudkip, so that's a problem. Long-bodied Gray Dog. Ugh. We've got Smaug, the Great Calamity. Wow, cool. Quarrel, Dwarven Shortsword, Elven King's Halls, Thranduil's Decree, Stone by Sunlight. That's a great part of the book. I read this book when I was really young. My parents made me do a lot of reading. Here's Sound the Trumpets, Gloin the Mighty. Ooh, cool, man. That's a cool design. Here's Swamp, Fateful Discovery. It's not even that long of a book, to be honest. The Hobbit is kind of a shorter book. Here's Bard's Coming compared to the Lord of the Rings. Rovanian's Rampager. Okay, and here's something in Elven. It's a mythic rare. That's the mark that Gandalf left on his door to tell everyone. Whoa! Minas Morgul, Dark Fortress. Wow, so cool. All right, well. And then we've got this Hobbit artwork. I guess that's him. They depicted him with a little bit of white hair, huh? That's cool. All right, so over here, I liked the Stone by Sunlight. And then I also liked Smaug the Great Calamity. So we're going to sleeve up some of the common cards a chunk at a time. They did to Lord of the Rings, then Hobbit is later. Nerds! Hey, what's up, Resendez? You making fun of us for Lord of the Rings? It is. Remember when South Park did that episode on Lord of the Rings? That was so freaking funny, dude. Back when South Park made, like, great content. There we go. All right. Ready? Okay, we're not doing Lord of the Rings. We're doing Star Trek. Oh, no, wait. We're not doing Lord of the Rings. We're doing Harry Potter. All right, Gandalf, Wandering Wizard. Wow, that's actually really nice all by itself. Okay. Bilbo's Deadly Slice. Oh, yeah, this is when the spider catches all of the dwarves and Bilbo's still alive. Here's Oin the Brave. Damn, he's pretty brave. Giant Boulder. Ori, Keeper of Songs. The Mountain King's Return. Troll Negotiation. Desolation Prowler. Misty Mountain Raider. I remember when I read the book, I didn't really know how to imagine anything. You know, like I was trying to come up with it in my mind, but they hadn't made Lord of the Rings movie yet. So, you know, my concepts were just my own concepts as a kid. Here's Supper for Spiders. At least the spiders were very easy to understand because they're just spiders. Desert Wereworm. Okay. Here's Bejeweled Warg. All right. And dwarf. It's a dwarf. All right, very good. So that is what you pull out of 2 packs of The Hobbit, Magic the Gathering. Okay, Desert Wereworm. I think actually in this pack, the Gandalf card is really nice. Like if you could get a 10 on this Gandalf, he would probably sell for a decent chunk. Supper for the Spiders. Okay. All right. Very good. Desolation Prowler. I remember when they made the Hobbit movies, and it wasn't really how I imagined it. The dwarves were like too goofy. They made them a bit goofier than I always, I'd always imagined them as sort of like tougher and more serious. And then they had like these impossible battles with like weirdly good, what would you call it? Like aim or something. It was a little too fantastic. It is. All right, like these big battle scenes, and it's like, yeah, how are they surviving all this? This almost seems unrealistic. There you go. It lacked a certain amount of realism that, obviously it's a fantasy, but, you have to believe what's happening in the fantasy. All right, Eddie Mendoza, let's grab your bag. You got a fat bag, and it's about to get fatter. Thank you so much, Mr. Eddie. By the way, who's got the crown? Alex has the crown. You see that, guys? He's got the YouTube crown, and so he has been crowned the guy who's going into the free giveaway. That's how that works right now. So we have all kinds of different ways that we hand cards out. This is a really nice card. Let's see. This one's rated PSA 10. It's worth about 75. Here you go, Mr. Alex. We'll check again in a little while to see who has the crown later. To get the crown, you probably need to do all the things. You probably need to talk in the live chat. You probably need to smash the like button. You do probably have to be subscribed. I don't know if that affects it, but you can look up on YouTube how to get the crown, okay? All right. Please tell me that's the final move. Already read that. The books. I bought myself one of those Black Deck Kit Team Rocket Pokeballs because of your video. Those are so good. You have no idea how rare those are because you cannot really acquire the Team Rocket Returns Black Deck Pokeballs anymore. They're just that rare. Like the fact that it graded 10, it's a very rare 10, and then to get another deck that you might get another 10 out of would just be thousands of dollars. It would cost so freaking much. So it's definitely a good purchase. If you've ever seen the same card in English, they want like, I don't know what it was, like 15,000 or something for it, just like some bizarre amount of money. All right, let's see what we got. So that's completed. Javier Arroyo, 1 live, 1 crimson. Well, I'm glad that it gave it some attention to a great card. Before you bought it, a friend of mine, or let's say a customer, looks like he had gotten one from me in the past, probably for like $100, and it looked like he had managed to sell it on eBay for like 700. So that's crazy too. Like, so I probably sold it for about just 100 in the past, like it was a cheap card. Now it's, all those Rocket Return cards are bizarrely expensive. Such a desirable set because there's only been 3 Rocket sets. The first edition, 2000 Rocket, or 1999, 2000. And then there's this Rocket Returns in 2004 during the Gold Star time period. And then finally, Destined Rivals, one of my favorite sets. Great Marlboro. Isn't that like a cigarette, Marlboros? All right. Cold Live Custom. Everyone's just smacking on the Cold Live Customs right now. Let's grab that Crimson Invasion pack. Cold Live Customs. It's got to get hot eventually. Ready? Good luck. What's going to happen in here? Where's Musabot? Just popped open my last Budweiser. Yeah. He often jokes that he's drinking too much while he watches the show. I think that's hilarious. Here's Staryu. Here's Cacnea. Here's Shelmet. Here's Swablu. Here's Swinub. Shallows. Well, it's very cute. How about a holo? Nope. Dang, dude. These are tough, man. They're tough, and yet they pay out. That's why they pay out, because they are tough. All right, so here's Shellos. Here's Swinub. That's old Sun and Moon, That's just how Sun and Moon feels. There we go. I'd hold on to those bulk cards, too. I mean, you can always trade them if you really don't want them, but, you might want to pick through them at one point. See if you get any luck in there. But, obviously, I'll pick out any good ones like Pikachu for you. All right. Speaking of which, did you guys know the Trade Slab is a very awesome card? Here it is, the Trade Slab. You can buy into the trade slab for $5 if you just want to buy in. See that's the trade break. Or you can trade me some of the cards you don't want out of your bag and go in there. All right. Thank you, Javier. I really appreciate it, man. You and Team Rocket Grunt, you guys are doing the best. You guys are keeping the stream busy. I appreciate it. Oscar Resendez, you're also an old-time customer. I appreciate you, too. So he says, $40, Chainsaw Man Siggy. Good choice. You know, I remembered you when this started. I actually thought of you because I think that you're really enjoying Chainsaw Man, too. I really like that anime. And poor Beatrice has been waiting forever for this to go off. All right, Miss Beatrice goes on the left. Let's go grab your name. This is like a true break because the entry point is $40. All right, one person will pull a regular card and the other person will pull this signature. That's how this break is done. It's like a little tournament. It operates automatically. Let's see. Mr. Smoochie's still on the secret menu. Yeah, that's right. They're on the secret menu. We are. All right, but they require tongue now. It is because we're getting older and, you know, a little peck on the cheeks is just not exciting enough anymore. There we go. You think I do this for the money? All right, it's for the smoochies. All right, here goes. So here's the deer popping up again. Here's, oh my God, Skeledirge on Mr. Oscar Resendez's turn. Next, Fire Energy. Metal Energy. I didn't expect that. You've each got an energy card. Squove. Oh, that's rough. All right, I'm sorry, Beatrice. Let's see what this is. Oh, double Skeledirge. Wow, you know what I'm thinking, Mr. Oscar? God wanted you to have this card. That's what I'm thinking. I think in this case, it was probably God. All right. Crazy, dude. That guy got both Skeledirges somehow. Even when she pulled an energy card, I don't know, like the universe was like, here, you get one too then. Jesus Christ, dude. Double Skeledirge pull. Looks like you had one miss, and now you've got one win. Wow, man. Poker Charmander got expensive. Yeah, a long time ago, I think we would sell him for like $100. Ooh, Beatrice has had a tough round. You guys got to... So we are gonna do Ladies' Night tomorrow for Tuesday, daytime and nighttime stream. It's going to be Ladies' Night. And you guys should get Beatrice a nice little gift because she's had a rough round too. It looks like she's had a couple misses in here. That's a very rough gym break card. All right, but she's going to probably be disappointed just because Kashibe's so cute. All right, Ladies' Night tomorrow, guys. We'll do some kind of giveaway for the girls. If you're a girl, all you got to do is show up, and you'll get into that giveaway. And then we'll do like maybe like a deal where guys can get you cards for cheaper than normal. Jesus, dude. That wasn't even close, man. You pulled both Skeledirges. The odds of that are like, it's got to be really low. Oops. Turn this box around. There it goes. Oscar Resendez. Well, congratulations. Should that be in the August recap? It's an $80 card. It's not terribly expensive. Let's go create this link in the August recap channel. Kishibe goes to Oscar at the 54-minute mark. All right, there we go. Now, the other thing we ought to do is go to the Breaks History channel and just mark this one down so that Miss Beatrice isn't confused about how it ended. So this is going to say Kishibe signature goes to Oscar at 54 minutes. All right. I sent an order on ZELLE. Nice. We're just going in order right now from oldest order to newest order so that everyone gets taken care of. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. You said you sent it on ZELLE? No femboy discrimination, mister. All right, no discrimination against femboys. What? But you have to prove it. You have to send me a picture of you in a cute little dress. Let's see. Or else I'm not buying it. You can't be wearing like a guy's shirt and basketball shorts and be like, I'm actually a real girl. Nope. Not buying it. You can't get in the giveaways that way. Next up, we have Eddie Mendoza. I feel bonita. Bonita? Do you feel bonita? All right, let's see what's going on over here. I'm keeping an eye on this because I'm very curious. Muy bonita señorita. All right. So back over here, Eddie Mendoza, 2 more Magic the Gathering Hobbit packs. You got it. 2 more Magic the Gathering Hobbit packs. Here we are. Wow. So tonight's stream brought to you by Eddie Mendoza because he is going pretty deep. Ready? 1 and 2. All right. Tossing that. Good luck. You've got Goblin Plate Mail. Creepy looking. Okay. Pinecone Strike. Cool. Crude Bent Blade. Plunder the Troll Shaws. Wood Elves. Uh-huh. The Wood Elves, huh? Gandalf Spark Starter. Here's Dwarven Mattock. Mattock. Okay. Night Howl Pursuer. Gandalf Spark Starter. He starts sparks. Here's Mountain. Great Gilded Boat. Ooh. Roads Go Ever On. The Sackville Bagginses. Here's Great Goblin Foul-Hearted. Okay. It's pretty cool. The Queen of Dale. And this cool picture of ponies. Do you think all the crypto bros joined the Pokemon hobby and that's why the prices are so high? Yeah, there's probably an element of that. You know, Bitcoin hasn't been doing very well. And those guys are addicted to investing in things that go up rapidly. So there might be an element of that. Another thing that might be causing it, you know, there's just a lot of activity by everyone in general in investing into collectibles. So collectibles have just become like this pastime for people. You know, what did you used to do maybe like 10 years ago? Well, you just watch Netflix and play your video games. Well, now going to like a Collecticon and trading cards is like an activity. It gets you out of your home, right? Like, what else do you have to do? Go to the bar? You're going to go to the bar, drink beer? So, you know, people are getting away from that lifestyle. And they're going, well, what do I do with my time? And, you know, so shopping for collectibles, trading, buying, selling, that's actually a fun thing to do with your free time, even if you're just doing it casually. And if you get lucky, you get a card that like doubles in price. I mean, that's cool. But, you know, I think that there's serious investors right now because you got companies like GameStop buying up these slabs so that they have a supply. They need inventory because they do their little mystery packs, right? And so that's really them sort of like doing online gambling, but it's legal because it's not a slot machine. It's a Pokemon card machine. So they got an online Pokemon card machine and it gobbles up slabs in order to operate. And they're probably making millions, probably tens of 20, hundreds of millions off of that. And then you got copycats doing the same thing. So they need an inventory too. So all of a sudden GameStop needs an inventory. All of GameStop's competitors need an inventory. All these guys who vend at the Collecticons all over the country, they need an inventory. And so we might have, you know, reached a point where that demand on the inventory is kind of maxed out now. And there's people sending all these cards in to get even more inventory to sell to customers. Now, eventually, the thing is, customers will run out of money, just like with crypto. Ooh, look at this magnificent end. That's so cool. So eventually, they will run out of, you know, just, hey, I've got credit card debt up to my eyes. I can't pay my medical bills. I can't buy food. My car's broken. People don't have like infinite money just for Pokemon cards, just for collectibles. So eventually there will be this point where consumer demand will go flat or maybe even negative. And this will cause maybe over time like a cascading effect where prices will have to lower. Companies that once projected themselves going to the moon will have to claim, okay, maybe we're not going to the moon. Here's Old Fat Spider. So there will be sort of like an evening out of things. But as for now, the hobby is expanded. It's Bomber, Gentle Dreamer. Wow, these are so fun. Here's Large Bear. Another thing that will actually even the market out, companies are just going to print cards like willy-nilly because it's like printing money. Bilbo, Luckwear, so cool. Yeah, so like Pokemon's going to print set after set after set after set after set after set after set. There is no end. They're going to print infinite cards. And one day there's just going to be too many cards. And then you got like Magic the Gathering, they're printing, and everyone's printing, and everyone's grading. And so, it'll take a while, but look at this, Getaway. These are so good. One day there will just be too many cards. Like, look, they made The Hobbit, right? Well, if it sells too well, they're going to make The Hobbit 2. You know what I mean? That's what they're going to do. They're like, well, we got even more crazy moments from the storybook. Yeah, like Lorcana now, that's a new one. You got Riftbound's a new one. And you'll probably get some other new sets over time. So it's going to get crowded. Palworld's printing cards. You had MetaZoo still in. They're not dead. They're still around. So you got all these companies that are going to print. And eventually people will just run out of money. There won't be, like, they'll get a new paycheck, sure, but they won't have, like, any money left in the bank. And they'll be deep in credit card debt. And they'll be like, I can't. So, but yeah, there's been an injection of a lot of money from all these companies that want to sell you gambles. And that's just how it is for a little while. Once those companies are all established and they have plenty of inventory, you will see a slowing down on demand from them. Demand will diminish a little bit from them. The other thing we talked about the other night, people have actually mentioned that there's probably money laundering going on in Pokemon. And I've thought about it for a while. There probably is some money laundering going on, maybe a lot. So, you got these criminal groups that sell drugs, they sell prostitution, they do like assassinations, they do human trafficking, and they're making cash, and they got to find a way to put that in the bank so they can actually do stuff with the cash, like buy a home. And so they're wondering, how do I get this money cleaned? Well, maybe they're going to card conventions and turning it into Pokemon cards. And then maybe that just keeps passing hands for a while until, they sell it on eBay or something, right? So, or maybe they take those Pokemon cards out of the country and they go sell it in another country, and that country has weaker, maybe they have like weaker laws that track where the money was made. So, so that's probably a whole strategy for them. And so you probably got some, some criminal money getting pushed into Pokemon cards as well. So all those things are probably true. Demand from these corporations to sell gambles, demand from all the vending. Everyone wants to play with Pokemon cards as a lifestyle, kind of trading back and forth, trying to obtain the rare ones, trying to obtain the good ones. And then probably some criminals are pouring their money into the collectibles market to wash their money. All right, Eddie Mendoza, you ready? Because they got to do it somehow. And as it turns out, collectibles are pretty liquid and pretty easy to move around once you buy them. Your bag's getting so fat. Easy money wash. Yeah, mister, let me tell you about Minecraft cards. No, I know about them. I like them. Minecraft cards are awesome, and Minecraft's such a great brand. I don't know if they're going to catch on like Pokemon have, but if they do, I won't be surprised. Wow, what a nice bag. What a fat bag. I hear girls like guys with a fat sack. All right, let's rotate these. Mister, there are card shows in Dubai. You would make a fortune selling your collection. I would be honored to host a card show or a vending table in a place like Dubai, so UAE, Qatar, any of those places. I like those places a lot. When you look at their tax rates are many times lower at the federal level than we have over here in the United States. So somehow those places are way more Chad than we are tax-wise. That's super impressive. And I think that those countries are going to explode and grow and do really well. And America is going to go higher and higher and higher into debt until it's some sort of crisis where you're forced to say, okay, we can't spend more than we earn. So, we're going to keep heading in that direction until Americans' currency is either abandoned by the rest of the world. So that's a currency crash because people abandoned the dollar, or America just has so much debt that it's like, guys, most of our payments are just toward interest. We got to lower our debt. So it could become a crisis. Wow, such a nice, clean copy of this. So here's this Lugia, and he's going to be a potential card for Slab Away, but he's going to be probably a red label card. Oop, my text message. And a petrodollar. Yeah, so that can happen if our debt, nobody really talks about this because it's such a boring subject. It really is. It's such a boring subject, but the truth is, if we get too much debt as a country, people are not going to want to hold US dollars because we'll not be able to service the debt. without printing more money to service the debt. So we'll be forced to print more money in order to pay our debts off because we don't earn enough money to pay our own interest. So how do you pay it at that point? Well, you issue more debt to yourself. So it becomes sort of like a vicious loop. And if that gets really out of hand, nobody's going to want US dollars anymore because it's going to be hyperinflating. You want to know what hyperinflation feels like? You already experienced it. You experienced it during COVID. The price of food doubled and the price of a home doubled. That's what inflation feels like. And now one of the biggest problems in the United States is the cost of living. So everyone's like, oh, these politicians need to fix it. Well, the solution is to stop money printing, and the solution is to stop government spending. But most people believe that the solution is to print more money and to spend more. That's what got us into the problem. It was actually those things. So how can you solve an overspending problem by somehow increasing the amount that we spend? And very often the answer is something like tax the rich or something. But people don't understand the rich don't actually have that much money compared to how much we spend. So people don't realize if you took every dollar from every billionaire, that would not fund the government for even 1 year. If every single dollar was taken from every billionaire, it wouldn't fund the government for even a year. So it's not a real solution. You could still do it. I'm just saying the bigger problem is the overspending. And people don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear that. They go, no. The solution is spending. It's like, what are you talking about? The reason for the debt is spending. Where do you think the debt comes from? It's spending. Okay, you ready? As for taxing the wealthy, I'm for taxing the wealthy. I support taxing the wealthy. You have to do a competitive tax rate that makes them want to stay here instead of operating in another country. So that's the only thing I have to say about taxes. So we're going to do 1685 on this guy. Trump said he cared. He added 8 trillion. Yeah, you know, I'm not a fan of the tariffs. I'm going to say that. I don't like the tariffs on Pokemon cards. Tariffs on Pokemon cards is no good. I'm a guy who likes low taxes, and we don't have that in this current presidency. So low taxes. Next up, we got Mark Potts. He says, 1 Japanese 151, 1 chilling rain. I'm always for low taxes. Where do we keep this chilling rain? Here it is. And the 151 Japanese. I don't think we're printing more cards in America because of like a tariff on Japanese imports of Pokemon cards. So I don't really think that's happening. I think I have to get a fresh box. I think all that's really happening is we're just paying. Oh, here it is. Never mind. No, we moved them over here. I think we're just paying more for our cards. We're just being taxed heavier. I hate being taxed. It's the worst. It's the worst. I would not mind paying more taxes if I believed the government would take my money and like build a new city with it or something like good. But they pretty much just throw it away one way or another, whether it's for a Democrat thing or a Republican thing, doesn't matter. They just throw it away. They definitely don't build with it. They don't build anything that sticks around. Next up, Mr. Mark, you got it. Let's see what we got. Ooh, it's a white back. What do we got? Ooh, a Zapdos. All right. In this economy, a Zapdos? No, it's a good pull. If that guy grades 10, I bet he does well. And here's Cybold. Where's my tariff stimmy? Yeah, I think there was talk about that briefly, that Americans would receive a stimulus check from all of the tariffs. But, you know, if the government did that, if it handed out free money again, you just get way more inflation all over again. The price of food would double again. The price of homes would double again. Anytime a government hands out free money like that, boom, everything doubles in price. And it's good to know that. I mean, we've lived through it, so a lot of you guys witnessed it. The reason that happens, so if you didn't take like economics in college or anything, it's really simple. If you add more money to the economy, but you don't also add more products, then there's more money chasing fewer products. So that's why the price goes up. There's more demand, but there's not more supply, and that becomes the problem. So it's like this. If everyone gets a free $4,000 stimmy check, but Pokemon doesn't print a bonus amount of cards, roughly to about $4,000 per person of Pokemon cards, then the price of Pokemon cards are going to go up because people are going to buy what's left because, you know, Pokemon didn't produce enough. So that's the problem. So you can't just inject free money into the economy. It really hurts. All right, Mr. Mark, you could argue, though, that money got taken out of the economy by the taxes in that case, at least, though. So, you know, it's an interesting thought. Mr. Mark. Do you also collect video games? I have the Pokemon video games. I don't know if you saw the Sony news about no more physical games. Yeah, I did hear about that. How do you feel about it? Do you like it or do you dislike it? All right. Mark Potts, 226. Here you go, Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark, don't let this bag reach 227, okay? For $5, you can update the date on the bag. For $9, you can ship it out. You don't want that to reach February, okay? Very good, man. Appreciate the order. Who's next? We got Oscar Resendez, 2 of the UA Chainsaw Man and a Crimson Invasion Pikachu. Oh, easy peasy. Let's just go get you that Pikachu. All right, so we got this one here. What is this Sonic pack doing over here? It doesn't belong over here. Look, that was the old price, $32. It's no longer $32. So those Sonic packs are now $27. Give them a try, guys. Here we go. Here's the bag. So we got the bag for the Union Arena guy. Let me just double check this. Make sure it's not over in here either. Okay, good. So we need a fresh box of Union Arena. It's good for me. I have tons of video game inventory, but I think it's bad. Kids won't have games to open on Christmas. Yeah, true. Although maybe you'll just get them like a video game gift card. Let's go get a box of Union. Oh, is this it? Oh, look at me. I've got a box right here. I've got a golden ticket. By the way, we need to add a new product to the menu. I forgot about this. Coming to the menu right now. OP5. I forgot about this. English OP5. No mangas have been pulled out of this. We've opened like a box or two. Fresh case. I open it right in front of everybody's eyes on camera in a live stream. So that's very hot because the pull out of there goes for like 20,000. So give me a second. Let me add that back into the menu real fast. Forgot to do this. It looks like it's going to be $55 a pack. So we're heading over here. Now, and that's actually my liquidation price. So that is not like, oh, we're holding it. We're building up more of it. It's not like that. We're just getting rid of it. That's all we're doing. We're only getting rid of it. English, OP, OP5, $55. There's a really, really good Luffy in that card that everybody wants to have as a manga. $55 a pack. You can try for the manga. Maybe you pull it. I don't know. Now, it also does need to be added to the website. Let's see if it's already in the website, because it might be. Okay, give me a second. It's what? New Awakening? New Era? All right, let's type in New Era. Let's see what pops up. Nothing? Okay, let's try OP5 maybe. This was such a good seller when it came out. So, like, crazy. Here it is, English One Piece OP5. I'm going to click quick edit on that one. And what we're going to do, we're going to call it Awakening of the New Era. So we're going to add the full name in. And then it looks like we used to sell it for 54. So it's going to be 55. And it's no longer going to say out of stock. It's in stock. Update. So there you have it. OP5 returns. I am liquidating my OP5s in order to get moved. All right. So now you guys know about that. I can host a break on one for fun if you wish. Thank you for your patience there, Mr. Oscar Resendez. I know it's your turn. I just forgot to get that done. People happy that companies are wanting to take away the tangible and collectibles profit mainly make my skin crawl. You know, so on my perspective, it was something that Microsoft was intending to do like a console era ago. And I didn't hate the idea because I like new technology. I like the idea of, you know, not having to throw all the discs in the trash and filling landfills up with the product. But see, I'm not really a video game collector, so I don't collect the games. I just play them. So, you know, if you're a video game collector, I can definitely see how that would, like, bother you. But I don't collect them. I just play them. So for me, from my perspective, it's just this old technology, disc technology, right? Antiquated. And it causes, A, a lot of extra cost to the company to produce those, and B, it causes a lot of pollution. So, you know, For example, it doesn't bother me that there are no discs or CDs for my cell phone video games. It doesn't bother me the idea that maybe my consoles will work the same way. But again, I'll point out, I just don't collect video games. Also, I think what video games ought to do, they ought to just print cards. So I'm for that. So they ought to, you know, like let's say you're a video game company and you got a lot of rabid fans that want to collect something, maybe like Grand Theft Auto or something. Well, Grand Theft Auto should hire Weiss Schwartz or Magic the Gathering or some company to print like a collectible set for them when their game comes out. Or maybe they just start their own brand, like Final Fantasy did that, right? Bandai Namco, they can ask Bandai Namco to print a set for them. But yeah, like Final Fantasy, for example, they print their own cards right here. And so you can still collect. You would just collect really nice looking cards. But those are some thoughts. Mister, you don't like CDs? Yeah, so a long time ago when I was a kid, you used the floppy CD. Who remembers the floppies? They were these big squares like this. You got to be like almost 40 to remember this. So the early computers used these giant floppy disks, they were called. Then you got the little square disks. They were called like, I don't remember, they were called like A disks or something. But they were hard, they weren't floppy anymore. And they had a little metal piece that you could move to the side. And there would be the disc inside. It'd be like a film hidden inside of it. And then eventually CDs come out. This is like in the 1990s, you got these CDs come out in the 1996, 1997. And it's like this evolution. And, you know, you got like the GameCube has CD, the original Xbox has a CD, PlayStation has a CD, and that's like an innovation in gaming, but also in PC computers. Shortly after the internet becomes a thing, AOL launches, and in a very short period of time, everything you ever wanted can just be downloaded off the internet. You actually don't need CDs anymore. So CDs become obsolete by like 2005, maybe 2010 for sure. But CDs are completely obsolete by then. So at that point, if you want to play a video game on your computer, you just download it. So the game consoles have been capable of doing that since like 2005, 2010. Well, it's 2026, and they're finally saying, all right, guys, it's a computer. We can just download our games. So the idea of keeping the physical games now is just sort of a nostalgia and a collectibles thing. Maybe it also has to do with wanting to be able to trade your video game in, you know, to sort of sell it back to GameStop. So that's a separate conversation. But the way I see the CDs, I think they all go into landfills over time. And the video game companies have to waste a lot of time producing a physical copy of the game when they could just save all that money and just have it be downloadable. So for me, it doesn't really offend me. And yeah, I just don't collect games. It's not a big deal to me. It's like I collect things that are old. But the idea of like collecting a modern video game on a CD, it's almost like they've created this thing for me just to collect because it's totally not necessary. And so from that perspective for me, it's like I'd rather just collect cards, you know, like just print a card at this point. It's fine. You can just print a card. AOL, you got mail. That's right. Let's see. They should take orders on physical copies for manufacturing and do the rest digital. Yeah, it probably already kind of works that way. They probably try to manufacture as few copies of the game as possible. But, you know, I think people are enjoying sort of like buying, selling, trading video games, especially really old ones like Pokemon. I mean, I have a copy myself. It's really cool, right? But again, like if Pokemon released today and they printed like a physical disc of the game, I'd be like, what are you doing, Pokemon? Like none of this is necessary anymore. It's 2026 now. What makes the old ones cool is that was the hardware of that time period. It was appropriate for that time period. Like old cameras or, you know, like we don't do cameras anymore. Now you got your cell phone. So it's like if Pokemon made a cell phone, but then they also made a separate camera, I'd be like, what are you doing? Just make this cell phone. You don't need the camera on the side. And then people say, well, I want to collect cameras. It's like, well, go collect an old camera. Anyway, so that's my perspective. You may disagree with it. I hope I didn't offend you too much, but it doesn't bother me that much. Here it is, Oscar Resendez. And I haven't been, to tell you the truth, guys, I haven't been buying physical copies of most games for a long time. I just get the digital version. I think that was one of the reasons why they're doing that, why they're moving over to complete digital. If you look it up, very few people buy the physical copy of a game anymore. That's also why GameStop had to sort of flip over to becoming a card company, because cards are tradable, but video games not so much. Nobody's doing video games in high volume anymore. It's just not demanded as much anymore. Sauce bug. So, you know, I think that they saw heavy declining sales on physical copies of the game, and they said, okay, let's just go full digital at this point. It also has to do with the company being able to remotely kill your digital copy while the Switch uses a little flag. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a concern. I understand that. That's true on PC, right? Like if you download a video game on PC, how do you know it doesn't get killed later? But you don't see everyone, you know, quitting PC gaming over a subject like that. They're like, oh, I would never. Sorry, you know, I could never do that. They might kill my game or something. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's a tough thing. And games do get emulated too, by the way. So even if they shut the game down, some emulator will probably pop up. And when you get the emulator, it'll be digital. You won't buy a CD. You'll just download it onto your phone or your computer. I got a emulator right here. Look, let me show you. Let me show you my emulator. No CD for this. I just downloaded it straight onto my phone. Yeah, you know, physical games kind of became obsolete a really long time ago. Okay, let's grab this. You guys watched me play this the other night. There it is. Look at that. Advance Wars. Cool, right? So you don't see me like crying because I didn't get to buy a physical copy of the emulator either. Yes. I think it's over. Campaign clear. Anyway, so there you go. And we've been capable of doing that since like 2010. So this is like 16 years after that. Actually, probably earlier than 2010. Here's Oscar Resendez, Jigglypuff Reverse for tomorrow night. Ladies giveaway. Oh, I love it. Okay, so he's buying this for you ladies. I love it. Ladies night, Tuesday nights. I picked Tuesday because Tuesday's a traditionally kind of slow night. Crimson Invasion Pack. Oh, did you have a Crimson Invasion Pack in that previous order that I didn't open? Hold on, let me see. Oh, I didn't see. Okay, hold on. I'm going to get that as well. My bad, dude. I think we started talking this conversation about the canceled physical copies of the video games. 22.5. We'll see how it goes. I mean, if a lot of people complain, if a lot of people complain, then maybe they'll bring it back. I don't know. I think it's really ironic because they made fun of Microsoft for wanting to do the same exact thing. Remember that? Why are you selling everything? We're going to move to Nevada, and we're not going to sell everything. Just more stuff than usual. All right, so we're going to go to consignment cold. Cold sold. TRG Jigglypuff 9 went for $30. There you go. So this shall be reserved for ladies' night. Throw that away. Tomorrow is ladies' night, where the girls will have free giveaways. I'm going to put you in the giveaway list here. You know, I didn't put any updates to Ki-Hyun Row, even though he gave away like a $60 box in the daytime stream. You guys might have missed that, but that guy just giving away too much. It's kind of scared me. Reminds me of Brandon a little bit. Here we are. Okay, so $4.93. Let's see. So he's giving away $5.53 at least. All right, now Oscar, you're going on here. Were you already on here, Oscar? Okay, first giveaway this month. Nice. Okay, and I'll say 30. You know, it'd be interesting is if we had like an internal score system where your donations are added up over the year so that you can see how much you've donated like in a lifetime. I just think it will result in more people moving to the PC. Would be funny if that happened. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's less of a reason to actually own and play a PlayStation or an Xbox if they're both going physical. By the way, is the Xbox also going digital, or is it just PlayStation doing that? Is it just PlayStation? It would be so crazy if Microsoft made the exact same video of the CEOs making fun of how to share, a game. Here you go, and they hand the game over. Because PlayStation did that to the Xbox years ago, and it was like a big deal. It went super viral on the internet. And now look at them. Now they're like, oh, we're gonna do the same thing now. We're gonna go digital too, right? Xbox didn't announce that they are, but I bet they will. Yeah, I think they want to, and I'm sure the gaming studios want to as well. So this Jigglypuff, how should we market? Okay, we'll say, we're just going to mention that it's from Oscar Resendez. Really nice of you, man. From Oscar Resendez. All right, so that's for Ladies' Night. There we go. I wonder if I can live stream on Instagram. Do you guys think that's a thing? I think that's a thing, isn't it? Set that over there for now. Did you see the Starfield video where the devs that were showing it off were mad at each other? The game kept having problems and the head dev said to shut it down. Oh, man. I thought Starfield was going to be so cool. I was ready for it to be like Bethesda's next thing, right? I was kind of hyped for it because the ideas are great. Like, okay, you're going into space and you got Bethesda in charge of it. What could go wrong with that? And then I played it. It was just such a like pooper kind of game. It was just like boring. It was so boring. All right, your pack of Crimson Invasion. Good luck. Here we are. I must watch this. Oscar Resendez. Good. You mean One Man's Lie? Wait, where's this? Here it is. PlayStation and all the developers are looking at the profit margins of mobile games and know they're wasting money making physical copies. Yeah, it's probably something like that. It is. The industry wants to do it. Here's Skiddo. For me, my perspective on it is just that it is truly obsolete. It's an old technology to make CDs. It came out in like the 90s. It was obsolete probably by like 2004, 2005. Bunnelby. What do we got? Jangmo O. All right. And, ooh, also a holographic Go-Goat. Nice. Did I mention that the Gengar in this set is also a holographic? So you can pull him either as a reverse holo or a holo. So that's another bonus for this set. Miltank with the udders just out. Damn, Miltank. Fennel's made a comeback. Anyone scoring 30th on target tonight? Here we are. All right. Yeah, I mean, who knows what happens next? Who knows? There we go. I'm surprised some companies didn't go to some type of flash drive like Nintendo instead of CDs. Yeah, Nintendo has done that too. So Nintendo got rid of CDs, guys. They don't actually use like CD technology. They use a totally different technology now. And then even when you buy the games from Nintendo, you better be connected to the internet or it's not going to work. They're going to be like, you can't play this. We haven't authenticated it. Because they're tired of people stealing their games. They're like, we got to authenticate this with your account to make sure it's really you. All right, let's go ahead and grab a bunch of these and start you up a second bag. Oscar Resendez. The thing is, you don't own the digital game. You buy Sony removed like 500 movies from their store. You know, we were talking about this the other day, and people were talking about that. I was going to say this again. I really don't buy physical copies of video games anymore. And so, like, if you told me the next video game I buy that's digital, I don't truly own it, I'd be like, I know. I'd be like, I don't really care. Let's say the game, they get rid of it. Well, I'm probably done playing it already, like years ago, I assume. So it just hasn't affected me that much. As for movies, I don't buy movies. I rent if I ever watch a movie at all, I hate movies, by the way. I don't like them. But if I watch a movie, I just rent it on like Amazon for like $5. So I guess if it wasn't on Amazon, that could be problematic. But for video games, I just don't do the physical copies. It's like, It's not enough, you know. I'm not going to trade it into GameStop. That's not an incentive to me. In the time it took for me to drive to GameStop and trade it in, I could have made more money just working on my job. So, and I think that's true for a lot of people. I think people have jobs, and in the same time it takes for them to drive to GameStop, they could have just earned that money back going to their job. Now, that's not true for all jobs, but, you know, if you're 40 years old and you got even a semi-decent job, trading things into GameStop, one game, it's not lucrative enough. The incentive is low because GameStop's like, yeah, we'll give you $15 for it. Oh, that sounds great. 15 GameStop dollars? That's so good. You know, it's like, oh, right, I don't care. And then if you sell it on eBay, even on eBay, people are like, well, if I sell it on eBay, I got listed, and then I got to ship it too. Oh, you know, you got to print the label, you got to package it up. You know, a lot of people just go to their job, and then they're just like, well, I have money now, so I just go buy the game. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's an interesting conversation, and we've had the conversation like 3 times now. I only buy physical copies for the Switch, but Nintendo Connect is like $20 per year, not bad. If you had HDD corrupts or you delete it, then it's gone forever. Yeah, see, the whole like, you know, like saving games, let's say saving movies, that one just doesn't work on me because I just don't like movies. Isn't that funny? So I've never worried about losing media because I don't like media that much. I don't like movies enough to worry about losing movies. I'm completely reliant on streaming at this point, streaming and YouTube. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if we ever have like the apocalypse, I'm out of luck. I'm not going to have any movies to watch. So hopefully there's no apocalypse, because I will be a sad boy if there's an apocalypse. Like, I don't have like a bunker with a bunch of CDs in it. I don't have a bunker. I don't have like a safe house. I'm not waiting for the internet to go permanently down. All right, next up, we got Eddie Mendoza going really deep. Holy cow, man. He says, 4 packs of Magic. Keep any bulk from my bag. All right, you got it. So Magic the Gathering, The Hobbit, 4 packs. All right, so how many spots are left over here? That's, you know, that's distinctive to me, though. That might not be for everybody. Everybody's different, you know. So 4 spots left on this. Mister will only have his slabs during the apocalypse. You can look at your Pokemon. Yeah, I'll probably be making love all day long. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it for me. Don't have a lot of other plans. Infinitely more fascinating thing to do with your free time. All right, there we go. I don't know what it is. Stories bore me so fast. Anytime someone's telling a story, I like comedy, I like horror, and then I only like that stuff a little bit. I don't even like it that much. It's like I don't trip over myself going to watch the next funny movie or funny TV show. If I didn't watch it, it wouldn't ruin my day or ruin my life. I like building stuff. I like making stuff. Video games I love. If I never got to play another video game, I'd be really sad. So, you know, if the internet ever goes permanently down, that's a big problem. If video gaming goes down, that's a big problem. But I'm just sort of betting on that not happening, you know? So the whole, like, we need to have a physical copy of every game argument, I don't know. It's just not working on me that much. Here goes. I only buy physical copies for the Switch. All right, here goes. We've got, ooh, Golem, Silent Slinker. Cool, man. Bilbo Baggins, Burglar. Well, he's looking really tough in here, you know. They made him look kind of athletic, almost like an elf or something. And the reason that's so weird is because whenever I thought of hobbits, it was more like how they were depicted in those movies. They were more like just, you know, flabby little guys. They weren't like tough looking. This guy looks sharp. He looks dapper. I mean, look at that. He looks like he's about to turn into a werewolf. Here's Mirkwood Nurturer. Moment of Glory. Yeah, I don't remember this. Oh, this must be when the guy shoots Smog with the black arrow. Here's Reverent Howl. Here's Mirkwood Pathmaker. Thranduil. It's Thranduil. Here's Bilbo Luckwearer. Wilderland Scrounger. Yeah, The Hobbit was such a good read as a kid. If you read that and you hadn't read The Lord of the Rings, it was such a good read because it was so weird. Everything about it, like the way everything changed after he got the ring. Like, he became almost a different person, and he was weirdly, like, powerful, and Gandalf got all suspicious and everything. He's like, what's up with you? Something's different about you. Here's Stone Giant of High Pass, Smog the Impenetrable, and Sting. Oh, what do we have behind Sting? Ooh, whoa, you got one of these book covers. That's so cool, man. I saw one of these online, and I said, oh, and you got a little signature card back here, too. So you got J.R.R. Tolkien, Gleaming Splendor. Wow, so cool, man. Are you guys jealous? He only had to pay for $96 a pack for a shot at this. Look how they make it look as if it's already a little worn out, but it's not. It's brand new. All right, I love it. Eddie Mendoza, what is this one worth? This guy, it can't be cheap because these packs aren't cheap at all. It's got to be pricey. If you say it twice, is that like a double negative? All right. Starlink is going to make the internet super available to the whole world. It will never go down. Yeah, people care a lot about internet. It's like one of the most important achievements for humans. It is. Maybe like a solar flare. You never know. Obviously, a nuclear war could be a big problem, but even after the nuclear war, it's not like we're going to forget how the internet works. So it's just going to get rebuilt. Smaug, the Impenetrable. Hopefully, we never have nuclear war. We are. Oof. Honestly, speaking of nuclear war, who here doesn't believe that Iran is going to build a nuclear bomb as soon as possible if we just withdraw from that war? And then Trump just kind of says, all right, we win, or whatever he's going to say. And then he gets replaced with a different president over time. Iran's definitely just going back to building a nuke, right? Like 100%. It is. Thranduil. All right. That's a different subject for a different day, maybe. But, man, that whole storyline, that's a poopy storyline. Ready? Okay, what do we got? We've got Nori, Teller of Tales. Wow. Here's Esgaroth Garrison. Ooh. Ordinary Bear. He's an ordinary bear. He's not even a human, or whatever you would call him. He's not even a person. Here's Old Thrush. He's not even Tom Bombadil. Iron Hills. Thorin Oakenshield. Here's Beaufort. Both of Us. Reliable Guardian. Eagles Rescue. Oh, yeah, the Eagles. Dragon card is around $400. Nice. That's the same price as this entire order, everybody. Here's Thranduil, Cinderin Liege, my liege. Here's the Notary Hobbits. The Hobbits. Tom Burt and William. Okay, very cool. They do a lot of emphasis on the trolls from the beginning of the story. Settle the Wreckage, Bejeweled Warg, Desolation of Smaug. All right, cool, man. I'm loving these. But we're actually almost out of them. I only had one box. We're waiting for more to arrive. Hopefully it arrives. I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and buy a second round of them right now. They're really expensive. Let's see. The thing is, Iran has a lot of money. They could probably just buy one from North Korea or Russia. Yeah, it's, man, you would think in 2026 the world would be, like, smart enough to not waste all of its money on bombs. But we're definitely not at that point. Here it is. Here's Desolation of Smog. I bet you that humans in the deep future, like maybe like 1,000 years from now, will look back on us like just straight up barbarians. You know what I mean? Here's Eagles Rescue. I bet you in the future, it will be impossible for any country to do any kind of nuclear war or to do any kind of aggression toward each other, because that's really all that's stopping like constant war from breaking out all around the world. Right? War is just groups of thugs that want what you got. That's all it is. And then they're like, we got guns, let's go shoot them. Or whatever it is, we got weapons, let's go shoot them. We got drones that drive themselves now, let's go shoot them. And what stops the whole world from breaking out into like a gigantic war is the fact that you have one nasty country filled with money and bombs called the United States. And it says, if you mess around, we're going to blow you up like the world police. So you just got one country doing that, and the rest of the world mostly doesn't. In fact, a lot of the world, look at this, Rage into the Valley, that's so cool. A lot of the world is sort of antagonistic. They're like, the United States, we don't like them. Troll negotiations. And so you got one country just sort of stopping a lot of would-be wars. Well, what happens if the other countries eventually build up enough that the United States can't act as the world police anymore? You know, what does it look like from that point and beyond? maybe it gets really nasty out there. You know what I mean? Oh, look, I used the word nasty. Nasty little rabbit. All right. Getaway Barrel. Here's Cantankerous Keepers. Here's Dwaylen Weapon Master. Cool. Here's the Black Gate. Oh, man, these are so cool. Call Forth the Tempest. Wow. So neat. And here's another cool one. This looks like a Nazgul. All right. Search foil only from CB Packs. Team America, good movie. Do you like books or audiobooks? Yeah, I do have some audiobooks that I listened to very recently, and they were all about business. And when I was younger, when I was like 21 years old, no, how old was I? Like 22 when I started working for Coca-Cola. I started listening to a ton of self-help books because at the time I had a really good iPod, and what was going on is I was learning how to use like Pirate Bay. And so Pirate Bay had like all these audiobooks, and I was working for Coca-Cola, right? Well, the job was really boring sometimes. It was just filling shelves, and it would last for like 12 hours. 12 hours of filling shelves, and you had no coworkers. You went from store to store by yourself, so you had no one to talk to. So I turned to Pirate Bay. Wow, this is such a nice card. That's a search foil. I went to Pirate Bay, and I started looking for books to listen to, and there was fiction and nonfiction. And I hit up the nonfiction one day, and it's all these self-help books. So I listened to a couple, and I'm like, holy, these are good. I listened to like one or two self-help books eventually, and I realized, holy cow, these are fantastic. They're so loaded with like, you know, wise sayings and strategy and advice and experience. Like all these successful guys had like interesting perspectives on the world. There were books on like psychology and business psychology. So there was like all this actually really valuable information, and it was totally free because I just ripped off these audiobooks off the internet. Then I would go work for Coca-Cola for like 12 hours, walking, filling shelves, pulling pallets, and I just have my iPod in my ear all day long listening to those. Sometimes if a book was really good, I'd listen to it like 3 or 4 times over and over again. Here we are. So that was my like years 2022 to about 2024, and it was like radically changing for me growing up. Because when I got the job at Coca-Cola, I thought I was doing pretty good, actually. And I was like, I could just stay here. Coca-Cola is a famous brand. I could just stay here and, ooh, what we got in the back there? I could just stay here and work my way up the chain and try to get promoted and, you know, retire on a Coca-Cola pension fund. But the books really pushed me to go to college and to aim higher. They're like, you're underestimating yourself. One of the biggest problems for regular people is they're underconfident, they're anxious, they don't have courage, they have cowardice, and they underestimate themselves, and they don't test themselves. So some of the best books talked about this problem where you need to keep pushing yourself on more and more complicated kinds of work until you find a job that you just don't have the skill for. Like you're outmatched, you're outwitted. And so if you're not constantly moving up to more and more complicated work, you're not maxing out your potential. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's me in a nutshell. I'm just putting soda on a shelf. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm definitely smarter than a guy putting soda on a shelf. I can do more than this. So the books were really inspirational, and there were a lot of them. But you know, that kind of information was so valuable. And here it is, look at that, Bard the Bowman. There he is shooting the black arrow. No one had dared to face the dragon for many an age, nor would they have dared now if it hadn't been for the grim-voiced bard urging them on. Very cool, man. So yeah, you know, the book urged me on, the books I was listening to, and that was why I made these grand plans to quit my Coca-Cola job, even though it was a stable job. It paid pretty good money for the time in Missouri at my age, you know, 22 years old. I was making $12.50 an hour. That was good money back then, by the way, before all of this inflation, which we mentioned inflation, didn't we? Notary Hobbits, Uncover the Moon Letters, Thorin, King of Durin's Folk. Ooh, so here's the non-holo version of the same card. And Chief Warg's Company. All right, there we have it. Very cool. Big orders by Eddie Mendoza. He is the big buyer tonight. Thanks so much, man. Now look at you, Mr. Pokerich. That's right. So I went off on kind of like an adventure like Bilbo. Actually, that's the beginning of The Hobbit, is that Bilbo doesn't want to take a risk. That is the beginning, isn't it? Gandalf shows up. The hobbits come in. They're like, we need a burglar. And you know, Bilbo's sort of like, no, I got a comfortable life. I have a pattern. I have a habit. And I'm safe here. Nothing bad's going to happen to me. And at the very last second, he decides to go on an adventure and take a big risk. And it's a legitimate risk. You could get killed. There has to be some kind of stakes involved where you could lose. And that's really how life is. If you're not doing anything in life that doesn't have any stakes where you could lose, it's because you're not actually sort of like seeing what your limit is, seeing like how far you can go. So you might be working a job right now, like I was, where there's no risk involved. You're just going to show up, clock in, make a small paycheck, and then go home for the rest of your life. You ought to test a more complicated job that you're not sure if you're good enough to do. And if you keep testing that, eventually you will find one that you're not good enough to do. But by then, you'll already be making way more money because you'll already have worked your way up to the top of what you're capable of. So that's what those books were explaining. And it was so useful to hear those words. That's like the kind of stuff that your parents need to teach you. But I didn't have any parents, so I was like an orphan. And so the books sort of replaced what my parents might have told me. Maybe they wouldn't have, you know. Maybe in a way I'm lucky that I was sort of like an orphan, because maybe a lot of us just have plain parents who they themselves were not very successful. So they don't think of these things, and we think we've got all the advice we need when that's not the truth. You need like a teacher or like a parent who, you know, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's Kiyosaki, right? He would always say this. He says, my poor dad never gave me good advice, and my rich dad only gave me good advice. So it's like you kind of need that in life. You need someone wise to kind of tell you how the game is played. And I was lucky to run into those books, and it was all thanks to theft. Thank you, Pirate Bay, for helping me steal books. But that's why we have libraries, because, you know, libraries are full of information like that, and that's why we have college education. But it's weird because the college education I don't even think was as good. Those books were good. The college education was more like, here's a lot of knowledge, like sort of like reading the encyclopedia. Here's the encyclopedia of things to know. Try to memorize this and we'll give you a good grade. So that was college. College and school, they're like reading the encyclopedia. But the self-help books are more like reading about how to play the game, how to actually play the game. All right, there we go. So some beautiful cards. I like these two the best. Gleaming Splendor and Call Forth the Tempest. Super cool. Obviously, you got a lot of other cool cards. You now have a full bag of gradable cards. You said remove this bulk. I'm going to take this bulk out. All right. You're talking about these hollows? Is that what you're referring to? He said remove the bulk. There's only one true bulk card. I won't take these unless you tell me to. I'm going to go ahead and create a second baggie for you. Tonight's night brought to you by Ediberto Mendoza. That forest card is sick. I need advice, mister. What do you think, chat? I wonder if Bilbo's glad he found the ring. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think he he describes his life as having been enhanced by going to places like Rivendell and, you know, making all these friends. And he became fantastically wealthy in that story too, by the way. So that's how life is a little bit. If you go on an adventure, you're giving yourself a chance to do that. If you just sort of stay anxiously in the same routine because you're scared to break the routine and reach for something higher up on a higher shelf, you never know if you win. You never know if you were meant to win. It is. You really ought to. All right, let's see. Just like, you know, if there's a girl hotter than the one you're currently with, you got to ask if you can... No, I'm messing with you guys. All right, let's see. Don't think that way. Go find someone who loves you. All right, so let's see. That's that perpetual search of another partner, huh? Can I get a clip? First book cover is 500. Mister, if you're going to college today, what classes would you take? Yeah, let me answer that. But first, let me go ahead and get a clip for Eddie Mendoza. I think that's 100% clip worthy. So, we're going to head over here to the clips. We're going to say Eddie Mendoza pulls Awesome, The Hobbit, Smog Book Hollow, worth maybe 500. And this occurs around an hour, 49 minutes. All right. All right, there we go. Everyone trying to re-roll their partner in the shuffles. That's right. I'm currently finished my managerial accounting class and spreadsheets class. Always looking for something better. If you were to go to college today, what classes would you take? Yeah, gosh, man, that's a really tough question, because I think I'd have to reanalyze the world and question what's my best strategy for, like, the strategy is you need to be working in a field that you have a natural talent for and a natural passion for. So, you know, if you know there's a kind of work you never get tired of, you just go straight to that. If there's a kind of work where you work on it and you just feel good while you're working on it, you're going to do so well there because you're not going to get tired of it. You're just going to keep going and going and going. For me, talking has sort of become my job. Like, I know I sell cards, but a big part of what we do here is actually conversation. We talk about the card market. We talk about pricing. We talk about what's going on in the world. And that's all part of it. It's like, it's part entertainment. It's part card shop. And we give opinions and stuff like that. So if this job was just opening packs, I don't think I would do very good unless I liked talking as well. You have to like talking to a certain degree. That was true with the other channel, the TheCardconomist. You had to be good at talking over there too. So I got a job with talking, and that was well suited for me. And when I was a kid, I talked a lot. I was kind of annoying. Here's Mr. Abraham Slabaway for the Lugia. All right, let me make sure you got it first. Got to make sure we do it in order, okay? It looks like you might have gotten it first. Mr. got a degree in Japanese. Yeah, so a lot of talking involved. I always knew I was a talker. I was a writer as well when I was a kid. I did a lot of writing, actually. So I knew I liked to talk. I liked to write a lot. And I had a lot of opinions on things. So weirdly enough, YouTube actually worked out for me as a career. Here we are. Da-da-da. So you're going to take this, Mr. Abraham, halfway paid off at 3 months, all the way paid off at 6 months. All right, those are the rules. We're really strict about the halfway, okay? So halfway point, we used to not be very strict about it. Now we are, okay? 3 months, halfway done. All right, good luck with this. I like that you're using Bank of America. That gets me excited. Or I shouldn't say Bank of America, ZELLE. So that gets me excited. ZELLE's a good deal. Slab away. Does YouTube pay well for streaming? No, so YouTube doesn't pay hardly anything. I actually lose money in a way. So, like, I'll just tell you how much I earned on YouTube. You're not going to be impressed. So if you're hoping to go get rich on YouTube, you're not going to get rich on YouTube. So here's my revenue for 30 days. Are you ready? So the revenue is $827, and that's actually up. Less than $1,000 a month, you couldn't live that way unless you were living in, like, I don't know. You'd have to be living somewhere real cheap to survive off of $12,000 a month. I mean, that's just no money at all. So if you become a YouTuber making that kind of money, $800 a month, you're just not going to survive. But this is a hybrid channel. It's actually a store. So that is the trick. We don't make our money from views. We make our money from operating an excellent rip and ship that people come back to and have a good time in. So this is going to say August 18th, 26, and then we're going to put your name. Abraham Ramos. The price. Wow. What's up, Mr. Arturo? How's it going, man? 1685. This goes down to 1665. And boom. All right, you're all set up. Good luck. Show me Heartbreak. That's a great looking card. Everyone trying to re-roll their partner. Yeah. Set this over here in your name's on the back. Set this over here in the slab away. You know, I'm nervous to actually have that one in slab away, because if the market if the market drops suddenly for any reason at all, I'm going to be disappointed that I didn't just list it on eBay. Okay, let's go over here. I don't think it will, but I'm just saying, in the event that it did, turning all my slabs into slabaways was not a good strategy. Should have just liquidated at the time that we wanted to start building cash. All right, let's see. Well, let's see. I don't have any more orders in the queue. We're about 2 hours in. Today is our very first multi-stream on Facebook. We actually have a stream open on Facebook. I'm curious how that's going. Let me click on it. Wow, we have one whole viewer over there. Oh my God, dude. We've got one viewer on Facebook. Let me close that. All right. So Facebook not bringing in a ton of views in the live streams. Of course, maybe the Facebook algorithm doesn't really know what to do about the live stream because we've never really hosted over there before. Here, put that there. All right. I sent money on Zelle earlier. Okay, let me take a look at that. Is it Mr. Edward? What's the name on this one, Mr. Exia? 1993 Sonic Pack. You started my bag today. Now, we did that one already. Am I missing anybody? What's the name of the order? All right. Tina. Tina. You know, I don't see a Tina order. Let me hit refresh again. Tina, you may want to double check that because I don't have you in the queue at all. So what you might have done, you might have set up an order and then you never hit send. You might want to double check that because I don't see you at all in the queue. All right. Let's see. That happens a surprising amount. People think they sent an order in. Okay, grab this. Tossing this over here. This is the Gold Star Umbreon. Very cute card. Oops. Wait, I don't need a wide sticker for this. Why'd I grab a wide sticker? Because we had a wide sticker on the other one. That's why. How many times have your high-grade first edition cards gone down? Genuinely curious. First edition cards, you know, they went down significantly for 2 years. And they went flat a lot, where they didn't gain any value for a while. And then only in the last 2 years, they just like times 10, times 20, they exploded. But I think the explosion was justified. I do. Like, I'm not surprised by it. It's all those things we talked about earlier where I said, well, you got all these companies that all of a sudden are competing for supply. They're trying to say, hey, we got good slabs in our mystery packs. Okay, well, what does that mean? It means they got to go buy up slabs. And they're going, geez, we better buy these up before everyone else buys them up. So all of a sudden it becomes a competition to sort of acquire a good operating inventory before it's all gone, before these other companies recognize, hey, see these really rare slabs? If you don't buy them right now, that other company's going to buy them. So you're just sort of a race to acquire as many as you can. It is. So we got a nice Umbreon here. All right, that's Umbreon ready to go. Now, I bet you guys were kind of waiting on this one. I don't know what to think of that one. Ancient Origins Gyarados. I like that card a lot. It might be one to post onto eBay. I'm giving up as much as I can give up in order to build up a giant money ball for moving. All right, XY Gyarados. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. So I just got that order in. All right, so I see one for sale. And by the way, what did I pay for this? I'm curious. I didn't buy this one very long ago. Let's see. Trying to find them. Oh, okay, so that's actually done really well. So this card has gone up in price for me. Russian, oh, that's funny. And we have one, okay, good. So I'm just looking at it all. So the price on this Gyarados shall be about 2.6 thousand. Ooh, let's get it into a wide sleeve. It's a pre-release reverse hollow stamp Ancient Origins Gyarados, and it just looks crazy cool. Beautiful Gyarados. Yes. You're right, I forgot to hit send. Very common, happens all the time. Here we are. There we go. Okay. Good. Getting ready to take a position in pitch black. You think Pitch Black is underpriced right now? Sometimes that happens, you know, people, an item goes down and everyone just assumes it's bad at that point. And it may not be that bad. All right, 2,005. Oh, wait, I said 2,600, didn't I? My bad. Hold on, 2,600. He would make a fantastic Mega Break, but we can't do that. We got 2 Mega Breaks pretty much already. We got the Tyranitar and the Gengar. Speaking of which, you know, guys, look at this. So we got this guy over here. He's 6 out of 12, and he's close. The sublist has 2 spots on it, everybody. Ooh, Javier really wants this round. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots out of 10. He's almost got half. But look, 2 spots remain, and the sublist goes off again. We're at 6 out of 12 so far. The next round makes it 7 out of 12. It's getting close. It's getting close. Now, what else was I going to show you? Oh, we got these wonderful pack splits. Somebody started a gym battle on the next round of the Topps pack. It's $14. Oh, I didn't put his name in. Would that try Ryan Trejo who did that? It was Ryan Trejo, wasn't it? I believe it was Ryan. And so the other spot is for sale as well. But we're only going to run that one time, okay? And then no more of that. But this is $28. This is $62 vintage cards. Those Topps packs are really good. And then, of course, one of the most popular breaks right now is this guy. What's better than this? Pikachu and Gengar? Man. Top tier card, guys. And I think everyone knows it. And most people are expecting this one to go up in price over time. 3 spots remain in the sub list for $33 per spot. Mister, what is your eBay? If you're trying to get a hold of my eBay, here it is. You can just scan this QR code. Now be sure, if you want to buy anything over there, be sure not to actually buy it over there. Just work the deal out over here. Okay, so we'll get you a little discount if you buy it direct, all right? Plus, when you buy on eBay, you usually have to pay taxes. If you buy direct from me, I'll pay the taxes, okay? So we'll get you a little discount and no taxes for you. So there's some good savings there. Okay. That Gengar is so cool. He's so cool. He is. He's very cool. But now we got this pricey Gyarados. Gyat! Okay, and the next order is Miss Tina. She's been waiting a while. Japanese Shiny Magikarp. So Shiny Magikarp is sold. All right. There it is. Thank you. And away it goes. Yeah, I'm going to slab hunting now, so I'm just going to browse through your stuff. We are. All right. You won't find anything too crazy, I don't think. But what you will find maybe are some booster boxes. You'll find probably OP5 is up there. Yeah, not too much up there, actually. Okay, so that's completed. And since you're using ZELLE, this is going to go off now. You're going to have spot 20. So you're going to get the last spot. Are you ready? Landing on 16, which is Grant J. Kwan. He had 3 spots in here. All right, it goes to Grant. Congratulations. All right, you get it next time. That is the ZELLE giveaway, everybody. I'm going to go mention it in the Breaks channel. Breaks history. Grant pulls the ZELLE giveaway at the 2-hour mark. We're 2 hours in, everybody. We got a good hour left together, so we got plenty of time. Don't feel shy about sending in for whatever you want to do tonight. Speaking of which, let me mention things to do. We got this Astral Radiance box split, $14 a pack. Don't forget to take a spot in there. You want to be part of the fun, don't you? So it's really fun to get a whole booster box open, and we'll be opening this booster box from Sword and Shield. How old is this? It says 2022, so this is 4 years old. Still pretty affordable at $14 a pack. I mean, you know, you're not breaking the bank at $14 a pack, so jump in there if you just want to have some fun with us and put your name in there. All right. I'll shout your name from the rooftops. I will. All right, so Grant, he pulls the card. We need a new ZELLE giveaway. I was going to do this one next, probably. We just ran into this one. So we're just going to do a cheap little TCC slab this time. I got to always find something to give away, and we're having a problem. We're actually running dangerously low on slabs. You know what I did before the stream started? I got a coin grading submission done. So we're sending off some brass Pokemon coins to NGC. And hopefully NGC doesn't have the same backup that like PSA is experiencing, because, you know, coins is very different from Pokemon. But we got some Pokemon coins, metal ones. We're going to send them out to NGC and see how that goes. Cheap. Tag needs to hurry up. Yeah, tag is really slow right now. It's killing me, dude. Let's go take a look at tag grading. One of my submissions is on the verified step. Oh, update. 2 of them are on the verified step. Wow. All right. Progress. Oh, any day now, guys. Could you imagine if they just send it all back at once? How stupid would that be? Like they're working on each one a little bit at a time. Did you know people grade video games too? Yeah, I did know that. I got a couple of them. I got 3 graded video games. By the way, here's a break you might be interested in tonight. It's Scott Benz. He's in the Jumbo Pack Break. It contains all these booster packs and some bonus cards too. So you got 3 bonus cards in there. Jump in there if you want to have a little bit of fun. I'll put another free card in there. Why don't we get this Orbeetle in there? I mean, it's free. Free is free, right? So this is not part of the calculation of the price. These are just some bonus cards you get. Now, these are the booster packs. These are part of the calculation. Pitch Black, Darkness, Vivid, Chilling, Battle Styles, Storm Emeralda, Abyss Eye, Triplet Beat for the Magic card. We got Mega Dweem, Gem 5? Is it Gem 5 or Gem 4? Is there a new Chinese set coming out yet? Hey, this has gone down in price. Soldier's Return. We are. Soldier's Return. I gotta make sure that that's been adjusted appropriately, because I think it's like half off almost. We are liquidating our Final Fantasy Soldier's Return. Once again, it's all about the move now. So we're just getting rid of that stuff. Oops, let's put Scott back in there. Did you see the mom and daughter poisoned their husband and dad and partner? Yes. Yes, I know that story. Was it the mom kept complaining about the dad, and then the daughter says, let's just kill him, and then she poisons him eventually with antifreeze, and then the daughter gets mad because the mom's not giving her enough money, so the daughter hires like a boyfriend to go break into the mom's house and steal her crap, and then the mom actually reports the break-in, the boyfriend gets caught, and then the boyfriend tells on the daughter for killing the dad because she conspired with the mom to kill the dad. Is it that story? That's a crazy story. Why are there so many stories like that? That's a common one, man. If you're in a bad relationship, just get out of it. You don't have to kill anyone. It's like the Chris Watts guy who killed his whole family, and now I guess he's like getting married. Like, what the hell? How much fun are you looking for to get to moving to Nevada? A lot. We want a lot of money. We want a lot of money because we want to buy a new home over there. And currently, we don't have very much money put together, and we have to sell 3 homes in Missouri. So we want a lot of cash put together. And I'm okay temporarily, significantly reducing these Pokemon holdings until the move is over and the dust settles. And at that point, I can start picking around again and building up that collection higher. So I'm not going to sell everything, but like the Gyarados, I'll find him again. He's out there. We're going to give up some stuff for sure. Sell Mudkip. Man, if I sold Mudkip for 300K, I'd be done. I'd have all the money we need. But I don't want to lose Mudkip. I like him too much. He's like one of the only ones that won't be sold. The girlfriend had a boyfriend, and he died from cardiac arrest like the husband. Oh, different story. Okay, different story. They wanted his life insurance money. Dude, there's so many stories like that. Because you're talking about a different story, but the one I was talking about was a news report too. And it was the mom poisoned the husband 2 different times with like hemp or something like that, and it didn't work. So she got angry and she used antifreeze, and then the husband dies of a heart attack. And so the mom and the daughter know about this. He's like a stepfather, okay? So it's not even the original dad. And so the boyfriend rats on the daughter after he gets caught stealing from the mom. And then the police reopen the investigation on the dead body. So they do they check it out and they're like, oh yeah, he got poisoned. So the mom goes to jail for, no, the mom kills herself. And the daughter goes to jail for like life. It's like 25 years or some giant number. And for her part in the conspiracy to kill the husband. And now here's the craziest part to that story. The original dad, he also died mysteriously. So now they thought it was that the original dad had just died of like heart attack. Now they're trying to figure out if he was poisoned to death. Crazy. Black widows. You marry the wrong person and it kills you one way or another. Oh yeah, he says, oh yeah, that's the same story, says Alex. Oh, okay, so you're saying we're telling the same story. The girlfriend had a boyfriend. He died from cardiac arrest. What up, TCC fan? Those coroners need to be fired. How's everybody? Well, it wasn't the coroners. It was the police didn't suspect foul play. They thought it was just this guy died of a heart attack because he happened to be out of shape. He was an unhealthy guy. All right, a lot of talking there. Let me get to the next order here. We got Mr. Eddie Mendoza, and maybe we got shipping and One Life Custom. All right, he's going to try his hand one more time. Now, Miss Alexis won't be in until Friday, so you missed the boat on shipping. So you actually have some time to add more stuff to the bag if you wish, because she won't be in for like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, like 4 days. There we are. Poor guy. Yeah. I saw that video. The mom set up the robbery for insurance money because she didn't get her husband's life insurance. No. That is different from mine. So in mine, the mom made an agreement with the daughter to give her money, and the daughter wasn't getting as much as she wanted. So eventually the mom just stopped giving her money because they were fighting with each other. And so the daughter doesn't tell on the mom because they'll both be in trouble if she tells. But what she does is she gets her boyfriend to rob the mom. And so the mom actually catches the boyfriend robbing her, and she reports him to police, and he gets taken into custody. And when they start asking the boyfriend all these questions, he quickly rats out the daughter, says, hey, you know, the only reason her dad died was because she murdered him with the mom. They conspired to kill him with poison. And so the police are like, uh-oh. So that's why they pulled all that stuff back up on and to find out how the husband died. Wait, that looks too cheap, $112. What did I pay for this? Hold on. Oh, I priced this wrong. All right, this guy's got to come back down. I'm goofy as hell, dude. All right, so I'll put this back over here. Did you guys know we have actual gold for sale? Check this out. This is the market price. There's no markup at all. This is a 1/4 ounce of gold, graded MS70 by the NGC company. $1,200. You can own a gold coin and show it off in your collection. And gold's like this conservative, very, very steady investment. Compared to Pokemon cards, it's like an ancient investment. Everyone's had gold. So we're letting everything go. We're letting go of the silver. We're letting go of the gold. We're going to let go of like as much of my holdings as I can. And once we have the money we need to resettle, then I can start buying again. But we're going to be releasing some stuff for a while. Mr. Message above, he said, did you consider selling the Slowpoke perchance? I'm quite interested. No, I haven't made a decision on the Slowpoke, unfortunately. So that one might be held. I say we're selling everything, but the truth is we're not selling everything. Some things will be held. So I haven't had enough time to feel it out with that one. Let me go ahead and print this label for Mr. Eddie Berto. Give me a second here. He wants to ship out. All right, there we go. We were looking at that one yesterday, and that is a very low pop Slowpoke. And personally, I feel like the price is already pretty low on it. Mr. is selling everything. He knows something. Everyone panic. No. It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. He knows something. What are you even talking about? Mr. Where's the Palworld cards at? Yeah, they're here. They're actually on the menu. No one's opening them, though. I will say that. Where'd the Palworld go? Oh, here it is. Palworld. Dawn of Palworld. No, Dawn of Palpagos? No, I titled it wrong in the menu. I called it Dawn of Palworld. I didn't realize it was Palpagos. He needs to be able to get money to reinvest in the settle. Smart, not coming out of pocket more. Yeah, so I'm going to be letting go of some stuff, building up a move to Nevada fund. We don't even need the fund. We're going to immediately rent. And you don't need like a huge chunk of savings to rent. You just need to be able to pay the rent. But we got to sell these homes, and the homes are an important part of it too. So it could be a while before we officially settle down into a new home. I think Karis is really nervous. I think she's never really done anything like this in life. She's She's on the roller coaster with me. I like roller coasters. She met me in college, and she doesn't realize how crazy ambitious I was to reach that point in life, because I had such a strange trajectory in life. Doing it all myself. All the money was me. And so here we are later in life, and I still got a little bit of that. I still got that crazy bite to me where I want to do something, go somewhere. And she's all settled in. She's like, oh, I like Missouri. No, she didn't say that, though. She wants to come with me because she knows Missouri is like... It's frustrating Missouri didn't pass that no tax amendment. That's all they had to do. We'd be like Texas. We'd be like Florida. We'd be like Tennessee. We'd be one of the cool states. Nah, they're like, nah. I don't know why they voted against it. It makes me just sad. All right. I really want that Slowpoke. All right, let's see. We've got Eddie Mendoza, Gengar sublist, 3 spots. Wow, okay. He says, I'll finish it off. I'll have a 3/4 shot at it. That's a little bit scary still. So you got spots 1, 2, 3. You got spots 2, 3, and 4. Now, that's scary because you could still miss. You have a 25% chance of missing, and it's got to be really sore if you miss. Here goes. Good luck in there. Start sweating. 2, 3, 4. This is the Gengar sublist going off, everybody. I miss Florida, to be honest. I'm in North Carolina now. Man, I want that Gengar Pikachu. $128 to buy straight in, everybody. $128 to buy straight in. A couple guys have already done that. It's not that crazy. Think of it like buying a box, actually a pretty cheap box of 151 Surprise. And after you purchase the box, you automatically have a shot at a 1 in 36 odds at a PSA 10 Pikachu chase card. The reason that that's not so unbelievable is because when you buy a box of 151 Surprise, that's already how it works. You got some chance to pull a Pikachu Gengar, and it's got some chance to grade 10. And in fact, your odds may be way worse than 1 in 36 when you buy a physical box. That's why we love the breaks. All right, you ready? Here goes. It's hard for you to understand, but you have to realize that most people don't have their own kick-ass business on YouTube. Yeah, I hear you, man. Here we are. All right. I hear you, man. But here are some of my thoughts. Even if I wasn't like making good money, let's say I was my young self again working at Coca-Cola, I would still want my state to be the good state. You know what I mean? I want to be proud of my state. I want to be like the place to be. I'd be like, oh man, did you hear Missouri became a no tax state? It's like, yeah, we might move there. They got cheap houses, right? I want to be that state that people want to move to and that businesses want to open up new companies, new jobs in. But Missouri voted against that. And I can't fathom it. It's so crazy to me. All right, give me 2 numbers, guys. No, just 1 number, actually. We only need 1 number. I always want to do this as a job. Then I go, I don't know, it's a lot of shipping, organization, and more of the things I'm worst at. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. It's a lot of paperwork, actually. If you want another reason not to do it, review for the tube. The worst part isn't actually the shipping. I've done the shipping for years. I hired Miss Alexis to do the shipping. She gets paid $25 an hour to do shipping. And it's a cozy job. It's an indoor job. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, he just decided. Mr. Exia just decided. Here goes. All right, Nathan Gordon on 1. Oh, no. The worst thing that could happen did happen. I'm so sorry, Mr. Eddie. That is a cold round. All right, Nathan Gordon did pull it on 1. I blame Exia. Exia did this to you, not me. I would have chosen 2. He chose 7. Now, I'm afraid it's going to have to go to Nathan. He did own spot number 1. What I can do for you is I can give you a spot in the second chance break, okay? So if you get lucky over there, you're going to pull a $100 slab out of that bag. That's rough, man. That's what I was saying. I was saying it's a little bit scary because 25% is still a pretty good shot. 1 in 4. Here it is. Dang. I would have chosen 1. Never mind, he was 1. Here it is. All right. It doesn't... Nathan Gordon was always risking a 1 in 4 odds himself, so this just is pretty painful for Mr. Eddie. Let's go grab this. All right, my bad, dude. Just how it is, though. I got to follow whatever number they choose is the number we're going with. We got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 6 people in here. Nathan's smart at the 1. It's just pure luck. It's just pure luck. All right, we'll put that there. That goes to 6. And let's give Eddie Berto a shot in the second chance bounty. Here you go, Mr. Eddie. I just feel terrible about that, but it's, you know, it's a risk. And this time it really happened. On average, it should happen once every 4 times. So let's say you were in breaks just like that one, structured the same way. You got 3, he's got 1. So every 4 times you roll that dice, you should be missing once. So it's a little scary. All right, second chance bag, you're going in. 7 is a lucky number, so I get why some would choose it, but dang. Yeah, that was rough. What'd you guys think of that? By the way, do me a favor, guys. Take a second and smash that like button for me, will you? I know we're kind of later into the stream now. I'll give you a bonus card too, okay, Mr. Eddie? Let's see what we can pull for you. Let's give you a little bonus card. How about Victini? I'll give you a little Victini, okay? One of these little bonus poker cards. Kind of smooth the paint over. So you got a bonus poker card, probably worth 110. And you've also got a spot in the second chance bag. All right. So Miss Alexis won't be in Friday to ship you, so you have a little more time to add anything you want to your bag. Nathan Gordon got it. Of course. All right. I smashed the like button. Thanks, Mike Side. Yeah. What is this? Oh. All right. We'll leave up. Nah, we'll take... Well, yeah, I'll leave one of the golds up. I thought it was wigged. It wigged in Nathan Gordon's favor, apparently. So we're going to say Nathan Gordon... Gengar sublist. Oops. Going off at 221. A bunch of Mikes in the community. Yeah, Mike's a common name. We're going to say sublist. $33. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this guy is up to 6 out of 36 spots. Wow. Moving like a truck, man, because that's a lot of money. So that guy's making waves for sure. Michael Motorcycle. I still remember that from grade school. A bunch of Mikes in the community. The Mike Side. I'm Mike. Thank you, man. No worries. Congrats to Nathan. I love to see that, Eddie. It's a good attitude. Yeah, we always congratulate the winner, and we don't worry about it. Now, let's see who is next. We have an order from... Mark J. Valerian. He says to give away a Pokemon Vintage Merlin Sticker 3 if they can answer this question. You guys ready for this pop quiz question? This is a Mark Valerian giveaway. So he's been having fun with these pop quiz questions. If you get this first, you're going to get this booster pack from him. Are you ready? Before Ash was given Pikachu, what did Ash originally choose as his first starter? All right, I'll go get the pack. Whoever answers it first wins. Grab this. You know what's funny is if I was watching the stream, I would be able to answer that. You know why? Because Karis and I recently rewatched season 1 of Pokemon. Rank King got it. It's Squirtle. Rank King. This is yours now. And this is a... he said Merlin 3, right? This is a Merlin 3 sticker, and it's a gift from Mark J. Valerian to you guys. All right. There we go. So, you have donated $30 more. Very nice, man. Mark, look how crazy Ki-Hyun Ro's gotten. So, this guy is up to $553 in 1 month in giveaways. Woo! Crazy, man. Squirtle, really, Ash? All right, here it is. So, what do we got? These are some old stickers. Look at that. So crazy. The Merlin Company, they make stickers. Wow, it's like the glue all kind of faded away. Ooh, Slowking. Here's Blissey. Oops. Holographic Dawn fan. Super cool. Ursaring. Another Slowking. And Wobbuffet. Can you grade these? 100%. These are all gradable. And look, Topps. Published by Topps Europe. So, I don't know how it works exactly, but I think Topps had a Pokemon license, and then they licensed it to Merlin. That's what I suspect happened. Or it's like maybe Merlin is a subsidiary or something like that. Who knows? But so they gave Merlin permission to print these. There we go. So we got Merlin Series 1, 2, and 3. They're all pricey in different ways. And these can grade PSA 10. PSA grades these 100%. I like them. They're cool, man. Is the Topps Rainbow thing good quality? I might open one. So Topps packs that have rainbow cards in them are almost never perfect. This box is a very good box. You will have a shot at a good rainbow card, but it's just a shot, okay? It might come out with issues like imperfect edges or maybe a little bit of stickiness or something like that. That's generally how it works. You hope to get a really good pack where the effects of that are much lower, or your particular pack is just a better one. Also, if you happen to pull a Rainbow Charizard, if it grades like PSA 9 or something, it's not going to matter. It's still going to be worth like $1,000 or more, because that's Series 1. That's the first set of Topps cards. So you're looking at Series 1 Rainbow packs. These are really hard to find because when you buy a box of Topps Series 1, you don't get to pick out a rainbow box. You just hope that your box is a rainbow box. Okay, so this one happens to be rainbow when I opened it, and I could have just saved this for myself, but I'm letting you guys open it, and I'm probably going to stick to that at this point now that I'm raising money. But yeah, I mean, when you buy a box of this, they don't know if it's rainbow or not. You'll notice that, like, when they're selling it on eBay, they don't say rainbow on the box. And then second of all, they don't know how bad it is. They don't know if it's like a horribly sticky pack where the whole thing is stuck together and all the common cards are ruined. That's very common, by the way. It's very common for all the common cards to be ruined. All right, so rankings. He's Pokey Rich. What can I write on your pack? Would you just like it to say rankings? Let's pop you in here. I think you're brand new, right? I'm afraid to calculate my PlayStation 3 collection and how much I would have to be tempted to sell just to buy Pokies. Here we are. If you want my opinion, that's exactly what I do. I convert my PlayStation games into Pokemon cards, because as much as I love the whole conversation around video game collecting, I think it's going to be sort of stuck because there's not going to be any new games printed. And so when they're not making new ones and all that's left is the vintage, I think it's sort of, there's no viral news stories, that kind of pushes the hobby forward. So, Pokemon cards are going to keep moving forward, but I would bet you Pokemon on a regular day is going to outperform the PlayStation hobby. Just how it is, All right. Ranking. All right, we're going to put you down as ranking. You got a bag of cards. 89. The date on it shall say 8.26. And you're going to go into the RA box. We have a box called the RA box. There it is. Wishing the new person the best of luck. It makes me think some of them could go way up later with less odds of getting 10s. I still play my games. Threw in one more order. Thanks for everything. Good night. Nice. Very cool, man. So sell my last of collection and slab away. Sell the last of my collection. I don't know what you mean by that. All right, so let's see. Did the heat break finish? The heartbreak? Which one? The gift Pikachu heartbreak? That one did finish. Yeah, that one finished a while ago. And I don't remember who pulled it. We have a new lightning break with classic Pikachu in it. Very cute. Classic Pikachu. That's a smaller break. I think he's one of the only small breaks running, right? Then we got the 1-piece break. We got the 9 break no one's interested in. Oh, yeah, here's a small one, but it's not Pikachu. It's not a Pokemon, so this is a poker break. So Pikachu's the only small Pokemon break running right now. Let me put this back. I don't know why, but I almost started opening this pack. I'm drawn to it. I want to open it automatically. All right, let's see what's going on over here, everybody. I'm going to check the queue. I was going after the Puppeteer Platinum, and that copy is over 200. We'll go ahead and hit refresh on this. Okay, let's see. Eddie Mendoza, one Gengar spot, can't win them all. All right, smart move, man. You did something clever because your brain is going to want to feel like depression from missing the sublist, but you get over that, face reality, and say, I'll just take a spot, so we're not messing around anymore. All right, good luck in there. Your odds are 1 in 36. It's still really rough, but now you're properly in there with everyone else. Here it is. It's good to be able to do that, to be able to just sort of like move on quickly and make your most, let's say, desirable decision next rather than get held up by the feelings of it. So this would be number 7. All right, so there it is. Round 7 is done on the Pikachu Gengar. Let's see. I don't know what it is, but I always love opening it. I love Silver Tempest cards. I think some are so underrated in that set. Yeah, I think we have Silver Tempest is on the menu. I have a lot of that product. I liked it a lot myself. Mr. CS-Man says, give me that thing, your Dark Soul. All right, here's the same exact pack I was fondling earlier. You ready? So, a lot of cards can come out of here. You're hoping for Pikachu, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, all their evolutions. Arcanine's also really cool. Alakazam's really cool. And you're hoping for a pack with a little less stickiness, and you're hoping it peels really well. Good luck. We've opened a couple of these, and they've been popular. Ooh, that's a good color. Oh, no, it's Golbat. All right, you got a Golbat pack. That's definitely not what you're looking for. And now look at this. These just fall away like they're nothing. See that? They just fall away. That's good. That's A+. And then what we have here, we got a little Zubat here. And then we got a little Poliwag here. So the Poliwag is touching your Golbat. How bad is this? We're going to start separating this a little at a time, okay? We'll do our best with it. It's not holding on by much. Yeah, see that? See how close that is? So this is exactly what you're hoping for, but you're hoping for something like this to happen with like a Charizard. So he's pretty close. You have this problem up here, though. I don't know how that is occurring. Maybe that was part of the stickiness, but this is pretty close. Still going to get probably like an 8 or a 7 because of that blob right there. You're looking for rainbow cards kind of like this that might have a shot at a high grade, or even if you're really lucky, a 10. I've graded a lot of rainbow cards. I think I've only ever graded like one of them 10 ever from Series 1. Series 1, it just seems like it's impossible. Here it is. And if you were to grab a Charizard out of that box, because there might be one in that box. By the way, I've opened a lot of Topps boxes, and I don't know what your odds of a Charizard in the box are, but it feels like it's like 1 in 2. So I feel like every 2 boxes, one of those boxes will have a Charizard. Let me grab this top loader for you. There you go. So what's so crazy about this is like a fully vintage pack. And it's so affordable compared to like WotC era stuff. Like it's not lost on me that this is a heavy pack, right? Every pack of the Topps is coming with the holo. So this is a heavy pack, and it's only $225, and it happens to be the rainbow, and it's kind of decent. We got a decent rainbow box going here. All right, let's see. Hopefully less stickiness than that, though, because that one was a little bit sticky. But here's War Turtle. So War Turtle's good. Now look at this. Now you're going to be shocked by this, because I'm going to look this up for you. I'm going to tell you how much a non-holo Squirtle goes for, and you're actually going to be shocked, and you're probably going to think, wow, these packs aren't that bad. Because if we look this card over, check this out. If we look this card over, there's absolutely no stickiness on this card at all. So this is what I talk about. I say this pack has no stickiness on the commons. So that matters. It matters a lot, actually. It matters a lot more than you think. Why? Because normally they are sticky. Quite a lot of them are sticky, especially rainbow packs have that terrible stickiness issue. And let's go look up Top Squirtle and watch this. Okay, you ready for this? So let's sort this by cheapest. Oh, man, I can't even find one. Man, I don't even think there's one for sale. So I was going to find you a non-holo Squirtle PSA 10 and show you how much he goes for, but there's not even one for sale. He's too rare. Let's see. Okay, so here's one. This one went in auction, so it went for like $125 in auction. Is this one foil? Here's one that went for $265, but that's from the movie edition. I'll just show that off anyways. So that's from movie edition. You can see it's not very different. That went for $265, and it's not a foil card. But you can see it's a little bit different. Not a lot different, actually. I almost feel like the Series 1 card should go for more money. Yeah, I guess it's hard to compare these because it's like you got to actually find one. Let's see. Yeah, don't put these in auction, by the way. People put niche cards in auction and they get killed in auction. I don't know why they do it. Let's see. Any others? Oh, here we go. So, okay, so this one's actually closer to our time period. You ready? So, you're going to really be shocked by this, CS-Man. Watch this. I knew I'd run into something like this. Check it out. So, this was sold on August 9th, just a couple days ago, for $392. Probably. Let's see if there was a... Did they get it first? Okay, they made a deal on it. So maybe it was like 15% off, maybe 20% off. I don't know what the final price was, but take a look at it. There it is. You just pulled this. So he had that for sale for $400. He accepted a deal on it. Maybe he sold it for $300. I don't know. But there it is. That's what you just pulled. And that might grade 10 because it didn't have any stickiness to it. And so I talk about this because it's kind of weird. It doesn't really make sense for me to sell these to you guys. I should really actually just open these for myself. But you guys got to have a box of these, right? You guys got to have a box of these for some fun. And so I've been doing this for so long. I got to have a box of this just for you guys. We're going to do this box. So you got both the Squirrel and War Turtle. And you got Zubat, and you got Spearow, and you got Wigglytuff, and you got Poliwag. Now, I don't know about the rest of these guys, but they're all worth something too. So these aren't free. If you grade any of these 10, they're going to be worth well over 100, and some of them are worth a couple hundred, like the Squirrel there. Squirrel is definitely a top pull, even as a non-hollow. I'll pile these together in twos. So there you go, and they're only $225. It almost doesn't make any sense. I mean, look how clean this Wigglytuff is. Look at that, man. Jesus, dude. All right. If you find any edges on it that are a little warped or anything like that, use a pen or whatever it is you're going to use. Get it on a flat surface and just roll it out. Just smooth it out till it's flat. Okay? That'll help you. All right, cool, man. Talian used hardened. Okay? All right. The only downside to Topps cards is, in my opinion, they're harder to grade on average than the rounded edges. They got pointy corners, and so those pointy corners often come out of those booster packs with issues on them. So that is some of the difficulty. They can suffer from the same issues that all cards suffer from. Print lines, manufacturing damage, off-centering, maybe like a problem with the ink or something, like a white dot somewhere that shouldn't be there. So they can have all the same problems. Thank you, CS Man. Next up, Team Rocket Grunt, 3 live customs and 1 Crimson Invasion. All right, 3 live customs. That's a big order, man. You got it. Go in there. Hopefully that Squirrel is 10. Even the Wigglytuff. Yeah, even the Wigglytuff, if it gets a 10, it's a good card. 1, 2, 3. All right, no one knows pain like Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. You know why? Because he opens live customs. He knows all about it. 1, 2. Oh, my God. No! All right, pretty rough round there, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. No luck. No luck on the Poke Shuffles this time. I think you've had a couple bad ones in a row. I'm going to toss you in the second chance bag with everyone else now, okay? I haven't really kept count on how well versus how bad you've done. I know you've pulled some hits out over time, but, you know, you just had a couple stinky rounds in a row there. Let's get you in the second chance. Here you are. There you go. A little bonus card, too. I'll get you a little bonus card. I like giving bonus cards when you get a tough round. Here's a little War Turtle. Not War Turtle. I'm still thinking about that Topps War Turtle. That's a nice-looking War Turtle, isn't it? The Topps card that he pulled. All right, so there's that. And now, the Crimson Invasion, which is right here. Here it is. Ready? I might go ahead and put in for another box of Crimson Invasion right now. I'm a little scared that the price is going to move up on that set. All right, we got Bunnelby, Shellos. Look at that nice Cubone. Nice. So that's another reverse holo you can look forward to. Here's Phoebos Salandit. Oh, the Cacturne, which is a rare in this set. And Beedrill. He's creepy, man. Do you think Cactuar Queen would want this card? So you got Cacturne, Beedrill, Haunter, Dashing Pouch. Let's put this guy in the front. Wailord is pretty nice. All right, there you have it. Team Rocket Grunt, Cacturne popping out, free Wailord, and a spot in the second chance bag. Sorry about the tough round with the Poke Shuffles, man. You know, we just acquired 3 cold Poke Shuffles. I'm thinking it might be time to pop a new slab up in there. We got this Tentacool for $150. We can put him in there. He's pretty cheap. Let's see. Gift Pikachu. He's kind of cool. Seeking. Could put Seeking in there for real cheap. No, we should hold out and see if there's a Seeking fanatic out there who wants it. I should list the Seeking on eBay is what should happen. Magneton. These Magneton. Who wants a Magneton, honestly? This Shaman's pretty good, though. First edition Giratina Shaman. He seems kind of pricey, though. I don't want to lower his price on that one. He's a vintage common. Let's see. Princess Peach is nice and cheap. Tingle. That'd be funny. Tyrobe. Yeah, he's kind of cool. Unknown 9. Man, let's put that in there. I like the Unknown. So we'll go with a different price on it. We're going to lower the price since no one seemed to show interest in this. So it's going to be a better price than the break. The break was priced at $120. We're actually going to price this at $100 even. So now he's a lower price. He comes from a Diamond Pearl set. That's a Diamond Pearl reverse hollow getting a 9. You might even consider regrading it because tag is just so harsh on the grades. It's kind of unfair. But I shouldn't say that. It's just whatever the computer finds, you know? All right. Do I have store credit? You might. Let's see. You have $22 because you sold Jigglypuff. $22. Number 65. Unown a tag 9. Kind of a busy Monday night. Yeah, busy Monday night for sure. This. And then let's grab some of these. We got 1, 2, and a 3. All right. Let's go in here for 4 spots, ironically. Okay, loading up those live customs. I like that one because it's a holographic Diamond Pearl card. No matter how you slice it, whether you like Unknown or you don't like it, it's a hollow, reverse hollow vintage. So, wow, what a kind of busy night. It's actually been busier. We put that Lugia up in Slab away. That makes me nervous. I kind of want that card to just sell so that I can, you know, not think about whether it's going up or down. Here's Joseph Smith. He says 2 packs of the Storm Emeralda. 2 packs of it. We got 1 card. So let's go grab a fresh box, which it looks like we don't have. Perfect. Let's go grab some fresh Storm Emeralda. All right, here we are. Whew. Boy, we have so much of this product right here. Storm Emeralda. Let's grab this. Okay. Grab this. And one of these. Okay. Okay. Throwing this away. We have so much of this product. Probably way more than I needed. There it is. Lots of Rayquazas to pull out of here if your heart is content on hunting down the Ray. Okay. That's a fresh box you guys just watched get open. Joseph, let's see where it's going. Hope you're having a nice night, Mr. Joseph. There we go. What do we got here? We've got a killed one and a killed one. Perfect. Joseph, I'll toss you into the giveaway for free tonight for fun, okay? Just for a bit hanging around. All right, so here we go. Who's got the crown? Alex has the crown. So we're going to say 18 Joseph Smith, 19 Alex. All right, we're almost at the end of this giveaway. It's a $75 giveaway. It's pretty substantial. One spot left. Who's going to take that crown one more time? Now, on top of that, Team Rocket Grunt, Cold Live Customs ×2, please, and one spot in the Gengar Pikachu sublist. All right, this sublist is serious business. I always recommend to people to probably just buy straight in. Here it is. Because you're going to lose a lot of money on this. Somebody's going to lose a lot of money on these sublists. You know what I mean? But buying straight in just gets you a spot. It's 1 in 36. Well, I guess I could have gone higher, like 1 in 40 or something like that. But you know what I was trying to do? I was trying to make it like a classic booster box, right? 36 packs in a booster box. So that's why I did it that way. When we do this break, I'm probably going to load quite a lot of bonus pulls into those packs. We have the ability to do that. So I'm going to get some... I'm going to rustle up some grub and get you guys some nice bonus pulls. Speaking of nice bonus pulls, I want to remind everybody in the nighttime stream, check it out. The PokeBruhs are full. PokeBruhs, what are they? They're just like random Pokemon card booster packs. They're $25 each. They contain some hits in them. Some are good, some are bad. A lot of them are in the middle. Those are the PokeBruhs. So they're like a custom Pokemon card pack. Here's Sadok. Here's Meowth. Here's Ekans. Here's Tyrogue. Gift Pikachu, one of my favorites right now. All right, so also, no, that's done. No, wait. Did we get his live customs? We didn't get his live customs yet. All right, 2 live customs. Here you go. We were just busy talking about the Gengar Pikachu. Here's your 2 live customs. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm scared. 1, 2. Has anyone pulled the Rayquaza? So someone did pull it, but that was a while back, and we are many boxes away from that. Here's Duraludon. Oh, man. The live customs have been horrible tonight. Lots of cold pulls coming out of those live customs. I'm sorry, man. That really sucks. Who won the Gift Pikachu? It should say in our breaks history channel. I don't remember who pulled it. Does anyone remember who pulled it? I actually do not remember. Speaking of Gift Pikachu, let's get a gift for you guys up here. We got this Finn and Jake Heroes of Ooh. What do we price this card at? So this is the Jake Finn signature. Slam, bam, and a can. I believe that's the signature of the voice actor for Finn. We're going to say Weiss, Finn, signature. All right, let's see. What is this? What is this? Something is going on here. It breaks when you sort it by price. It breaks. So it looks like, wow, this is Pop 6. This is really rare. Oh, that's Jake the dog. So this one's Jake the dog. And what's this one? This one's Finn the hero. You know, I better hold off on this because I have Jake the dog somewhere and I should put them together. So the Finn card is actually more rare than the Jake card. Wow. I didn't know it, but this is like an expensive little card, guys. This guy costs a lot. All the more reason to sell him because we got to put that money together. But I ought to find the Jake card and see if I can get them bundled. Interested in buying the Ekans, perhaps at the right price. Yeah, at the right price. Dawn Twinleaf says she was 36. Do you know Hayden Panettiere, the cheerleader from the old superhero show Heroes? She died. Yeah, I heard about that. I recognized her. I think a girlfriend of mine used to watch the show Heroes. Didn't Heroes have like that gay guy in it? And it was like everybody was in love with him or something like that. Like all the fans loved him. I can't remember. But yeah, I think I recognized her when I saw her picture, when I heard about her passing, and people are trying to figure out how she passed away. It looks like she might have overdosed. And you know, when someone overdoses like that, I feel like people are very quick to sort of like, you know, be like dismissive and be like, oh, well, oh, drug overdose, don't do drugs, right? And I always feel like that's not a very nuanced take on it. I feel like people do drugs when, one, they become drug addicted, but also I think they get into drugs because their life just sucks, you know what I mean? I think that's true in a lot of cases. And I've talked about the subject of drugs on this channel a lot. I never blame people who are addicted to drugs for their addiction. I blame the drug because that's what the drug does. That's my perspective on drug addiction. The whole point of the drug is to override your brain. So it's like just this thing that exists in the world that's no good, you know? And people always tell you like, oh, just have self-control, just have willpower, just have self-control, just have willpower. I never believe in that. I really don't. You know, it's like, I always equate it down to this. It's like finding a person with depression and saying, oh, why don't you just have willpower and smile? It's like, well, they would. They would if they could do that. That's the whole point. They're depressed. And so, you know, I think that's kind of the same with like drug usage. Is you got a person who's gotten hooked. And I don't think she, you know, when I think of her, and when I've read all the articles and the reviews on what they're saying about her, it doesn't sound like she's some, you know, socialite drug user that goes to like the club and parties. I think it was more like the dreadful sort of, you know, she's hooked on drugs and she's alone in her apartment with drugs, doing drugs and overdosing because she's can't get, you know, the good feeling from it anymore. Here's, let's see, or however they work. It's sad to hear about. It's really, it's like, it's an unfortunate thing that if she had had a better system, maybe she wouldn't have struggled with. All right, we've got this Sun and Moon, Guardian Rising, Alolan Geodude. Oh man, this song's so pretty. Let's see, Skyrim's got some great music. Oh, it's Pop 1. Okay, so I have the only version of this card. What's Misty Pikachu go for now? Misty Pikachu, you mean like the wedding dressed Misty Pikachu? They're saying it could have been an overdose because she was only 36 and she had a cardiac arrest. It's crazy. I grew up watching Heroes and other movies she was in. I gotta look up what Heroes is. It was a TV show, right? Yeah, I had a girlfriend who watched this. Was she like an important character? I had a girlfriend who watched this show and I'd make fun of her for it all the time. Oh, there it is. Hayden Panettiere or whatever. And there, that character, Zachary Quinto, that was the character that was like gay or something. Which was more novel back then, I guess. It is. All right, let's grab this. I don't know if it was. How old was that? That was from, Heroes is from, yeah, 2006. That was a long time ago. That was a real long time ago. It's like talking about X-Files or Buffy the Vampire Slayer. All right, here we go. One of those old shows. Her younger brother passed from heart complications. Yeah, you hear about that, man. You hear about that. That kind of stuff where it's like you lose maybe a family member that was sort of like a structure for you, and you lose that family member, and then you kind of spiral into depression or something. You hear about that kind of stuff. It's really, really, really crappy to hear about. All right, so this is Pop 1. I'm doing 500 on him. I'm going to write the 1 over here. All right. I thought this guy was underpriced, so I acquired him. He needs to go up on Phoebe. What's going on next? She spoke about her struggles with substance to deal with abuse. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people just, some people get it, and then I think there's people who don't really understand it. Like, they can't conceive that, and they go, why don't you just use willpower? Why don't you just use willpower? Why don't you just use willpower? It's like, yeah, why didn't everybody just be rich? Why didn't everybody just be, like, fit? Why doesn't everyone just be beautiful? Why didn't everybody just be an athlete? Why doesn't everybody, you know what I mean? It's like humans are this sort of like biological machine that's slowly degrading over time, right? You kind of peak in your 20s, and then you slowly degrade. And then you have this Achilles heel or weakness or problem about you, and everyone's just expecting you to just be good and not bad. It's like, wouldn't that be nice if the whole world was just, no one had a drug addiction because they just chose not to? Like, why don't you just choose not to? And so again, I kind of bring it back to like that idea of depression. It's like, well, why don't you just do some willpower and smile instead of feeling bad? It's like, they would. That's the point, is they can't do that. And you hear about that with the celebrities. It's interesting because you get these people who have sort of lived at the top of society to some degree. You know, they got wealth. They lived in the Hollywood Hills, and they got to be on TV, and they're hot, and people want to do you, and you know, people know your name and care about what you do later in life. And they still live sad, lonely lives where eventually they have overdosed and killed themselves. You know, that's what's really interesting about that, because it makes you question, like, since celebrities get so much attention, it makes you question, like, were they doing life right? Like, what are you supposed to do in life? Ooh, Charizard. Maybe you're supposed to be doing Charizard. Duh, stop being fat. Be thin. Her brother passed from heart complications. The Cardos Misty Pikachu. Oh, Cardos Misty Pikachu. I'm trying to think of that one. You're talking about the one where she's in like a... I'm trying to think. There's one where she's in like a swimsuit. As a child actor, a lot of them get abused and misused, and a lot of them turn to drugs, usually end up ODing and dying. Yeah, it's a fascinating concept. Like, I try to fathom exactly what's going on. And it's very consistent when you say, like, it seems to be a very consistent problem. So there is some either a culture about it when you're in a Hollywood and you're a child actor, where maybe you're exposed to drug usage. Is it because of the desire for degeneracy? Is it built into the personality types of the people who become actors? Is it because of the success and sort of like the people worship? You know, you get worshipped by people. Like, what is it that triggers the, like, here's one theory. Maybe, like, as an actor, maybe you experience these really high highs from being a successful actor. And so your brain reaches dopamine levels you didn't know you could achieve. Like, imagine we're just monkeys in the jungle again 10 million years ago or something like that, right? And the most that ever happens to you in your existence is you get a couple of nuts, you catch a couple squirrels and eat them, and then you're part of a little group and you have sex. All right, so skip forward to the future. And you got like TVs, you got the movie theaters, you got the internet. And now all the monkeys, millions of them, can all applaud for you and tell you you're awesome and we love you and we want to do you and we want to give you things. What does that actually do in the minds of the primate? Like, we didn't evolve for that shit, right? It's such a rare occurrence. It occurs to like less than 1% of the population of monkeys. So it's this really, really, really rare occurrence where you become a famous person. And like, not like internet famous, like, well, I got like a couple people who know me online, but she's like actually famous. She's like on the television, right? So so you get like actual famous people, and all of a sudden they have to deal with an experience that monkeys never dealt with. Humans never dealt with this ever before. It only recently occurred, and we definitely haven't evolved for it. So does that like warp your brain? Does it make it like less dopamine sensitive? Do you become, you know, so risk-taking that anything goes? Maybe you feel untouchable. Like, what is it exactly? What actually happens, I wonder? Who knows? It's a good question. All right, there we go. All right. Yeah, I don't know how that Misty's doing, Mr. Great Fox God Oni Kitsune, but maybe it's doing really well. I think I have a number of the Misty Q-bones. I might just have one Misty Pikachu if I have any more. Let's see, we have an order from Nathan Norman. What's up, Nathan Norman? Welcome back, man. I feel like I haven't seen you in a little while. He says 3 live customs and a spot in the Pikachu gang are sublist. No problem, man. Let me just make sure we're going in order, okay? I got to make sure your order is the oldest order. All right, so give me a moment. All right. Okay. Yes, you have the oldest order. Perfect. All right, so now it's your turn. Nathan Norman, 3 live customs. Stop being fat by thinking thin. It's been a minute. Just been sorting my life out a bit. I hope all has been well. No problem, man. Yeah, that's a very common thing. 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nathan Norman. Maybe Nathan's going to hit the jackpot here because the live customs have been pretty cold tonight. 1. Oh, dear Lord. 2. Oh, no. You're relying on the last pack. Oh, it's so terrible. Oh, my God. The live customs have been so cold. That's really rough. I'm going to toss you a bonus card as well. I've been tossing bonus cards out left and right tonight, it feels. So you're going to get a bonus card. Here's Embor. And if he grades 10, he's probably worth over $100 as a graded 10 poker card. So there's a little bonus card for you. You definitely can grade this card if you wish. I didn't pick like a bad deck or anything. I look at the centering on it. It's like perfect centering. You can send this to BGS, see if it turns into a black label. So there you go. You got a nice Ambor. If you get one more Cold Life custom, I'll toss you into the second chance bag, okay? So you got to get one more cold one, though. And then a spot in the Gengar. So also, let's go grab your bag and get you all set up over here. You got the Nathan Norman bag? Yeah. People have been having terrible luck in the live customs tonight. It's been a minute. Let's see. All right. So fascinating conversation, everybody. There are your cards going into your bag. I should add a new card to the live customs. How about the pristine Psyduck right there? He seems pretty cute. He's begging to go in there. This is not a regular tag gem Psyduck. This is a pristine Psyduck. So he's a little harder to get that kind of grade. I appreciate that because I've done a lot of grading with tag grading, but most of you guys don't know just how hard it is to get that pristine. Why is this flat bent over? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. What do you think about the up-and-coming AGS? They almost did a deal with me, a grading deal, and they were too greedy. They wanted me to grade a whole bunch of cards with them, and if I did that, they were going to give me a pretty not impressive discount. And I told them, I said, you guys got to offer me a better deal. And they're like, meh. They didn't really respond with like a better deal, so I said, I'm out. So I never did a deal with them. And then you know what came along right after that? Tag grading. And you know what Tag did? Tag did a decent deal with me. And so look at us now. We got tag grading right here. That could have been AGS the whole time, but they didn't do it. So, and it wasn't very hard to replace them with a more generous company. And you know what? I didn't hear about how AGS shut down because they got so much product. Tag did. We are. All right. All right. Now, I don't know how much I contributed to that, but I think I did contribute, maybe at least a little bit. And so did other creators, I'm sure, but we graded a lot with Tag, and I made lots of videos. And it was on the table all this time, and I think people trust me as a sort of like experienced source of card grading because I am very experienced with card grading. So, you know, it's good to have somebody on your side saying, hey, this is decent. But, yeah, I don't know. They were just greedy. You know, I had a deal with SGC, right, guys? Did you guys know I had a deal with SGC at one point? That was another one. I stopped using it, though. So the way it would work is I worked out a content creator deal with SGC where I would have to contact, like, their media guy. And then when the order arrived, he would discount the order. And so then they would send it back. It was a nice thing, right? Well, I used that like twice. And then I just stopped using it because it's like SGC slabs weren't selling for the same price that PSA slabs were. So it's kind of crazy. I stopped using it. Then PSA bought them and I kind of figured the deal's over. Yeah, I don't know if I can like tell them, hey, I had a deal with you guys. Let me use it again. You know what I mean? I haven't texted that guy in a long time. I remember that. Yeah, you might remember I was grading with SGC for a little while. I might grade with them again just because wait times at CGC, I assume, are like 6 months, just like PSA. So we may grade with SGC some special grade. I just don't know what to send them that I wouldn't prefer to just send to CGC or PSA. What I really ought to do is start sending some really cheap cards out to a much smaller company with a much faster turnaround time. What are you selling here? Other slabs too? Yes, sir. We sell a lot of slabs. We got a lot of slabs. If you need to find even more slabs that we have for sale, you got to join our Discord server. You got to, because we got so many of these slabs posted up over there all the time. So even when I'm not live on YouTube or Facebook, by the way, for you guys who have been with us a long time, did you know today is our first time streaming on Facebook? So if we go over here to this group of channels right here, pricey slabs, 10s, 9s. If you click on those channels, they're full of slabs for sale. There it is. Lots and lots of slabs. You can choose between a lot of different ones. Ones that are not currently sitting on the table, like this Gengar for $2,000, that poker Gengar. Let's see. Look at that. Yeah, I'll zoom in a little bit. There you go. Really, really nice. That's leaf green Gengar for $2,000. Pretty nice. I probably ought to get that one up on eBay. How do I scan that easily watching on my phone? Just take a screenshot with your phone. And then once you've screenshotted it and it's in your pictures, you can head over to your pictures and you should just be able to like hold your finger over the QR code and it should, you know, pop up as a clickable link. That's our Discord server, the TheCardconomist Discord server. If you don't want to use the QR code, go into the description of the live stream and just scroll to the very bottom. Figured it out nice. Yeah, it's not too complicated. All right, so we got the 3 live customs. It was really rough. No luck in there. Let's get you that Gengar spot. Here you go. This is our Gengar Pikachu break. And we got Nathan Norman to put in there. Nathan Norman. Did you hear PSA is getting sued for $2 billion for scamming and possible racketeering? That's so stupid, man. Dude, I need PSA to finish my submissions and not be sued by some greedy-ass lawyers, man. Here's PSA. They employ all these people. They work really hard. They actually provide something of value to me and to society. Meanwhile, here's this scabby-ass lawyer trying to get $2 billion. $2 billion? For what? For scamming and possible racketeering? I don't know. I think they're just looking for a way to make money off of them. Yeah, they're mad because PSA offers to buy back Slabs. PSA has made mistakes. Every company makes mistakes, especially when you have thousands of employees. You know, you think the CEO is personally making the mistake? No, some grunt is making the mistake, right? So they make a mistake or they do a bad PR move or PSA is greedy and they do a stupid thing. But you're going to sue them for like $2 billion for that? That's ridiculous. I don't know if that's true, $2 billion, but that's too much. And I don't want them to be sued. I want them to get my submission done. Imagine PSA's higher-ups got to focus on defending the company rather than expanding and hiring more people to get the grading done. It's so dumb, dude. All because there's some guy out there that wants to probably make a whole bunch of money. You know how you and I have to work a job to earn $1 million? And it's like, you really got to work. Like, you got to grind like crazy. You got to keep scraping your way up the ladder. You got to do something smart. That's how we make $1 million. Whoever's suing PSA just said, hey, I got an idea. Let's sue him. And he's hoping to make $1 million doing nothing. It's so dumb. I hate it, dude. That is so dumb to me. They don't provide any value to society at all. They just want to sue somebody who they think did something like PSA, whatever. Like, oh, they're scamming you actually. Oh, that's $2 billion or something. What are you talking about, dude? Anyways, I'm not a PSA simp either. That's the funny part. I'll grade with CGC. I'll grade with BGS. I'll grade with SGC. I'll grade with the new company. I'll grade with Tag. I'll grade with any of them. It's not like a customer loyalty thing, but I just, man, we live in a society where you can just sue somebody and it's just too much, man. It's like PSA gonna sue. PSA is gonna get sued by some guy who thinks he's gonna get rich off of PSA, and it's just super annoying, man. PSA is busy actually working. All right, here it is. One Kyle Gray. All right, there it goes. Keep suing PSA. They have a monopoly. They just buy up smaller grading companies. They will buy Tag soon. So that's just not true. So PSA owns BGS, which barely grades any cards. Their card grading is a fraction of what CGC grades. And they bought up SGC. Nobody grades with SGC. SGC actually grades way less than BGS. So BGS grades a fraction of the cards that PSA and CGC grade. And then SGC grades a fraction of that, even less. So it bought 2 relatively small companies. The only other large grading company is CGC. They're the only other. This guy right here, that's the second largest company by a long shot, and PSA does not own them. So PSA bought up these 2 small companies, and then Tag came around and showed us instantly how non-monopolistic the card grading industry is, because they just got started and they're already doing numbers as if they were SGC. It took like relatively no effort at all for them to just immediately catch up to 2 established grading companies. So the idea that PSA has a monopoly because they bought 2 small companies that are barely doing any numbers, like you think in your mind that BGS is special. Dude, they're not grading anything. they grade a small number of cards, right? You can look the numbers up. They grade like 30,000. Meanwhile, you know, you get CGC will grade like 300,000 or 250,000. And that's CGC, and they just started like 3 years ago. And then you've got, and they're not owned by PSA, right? So they immediately grade way, way more than BGS. And then SGC is grading less than BGS. CGC is basically caught up to by Tag. Although I don't know about recently, Tag has slowed down because they're trying to expand or whatever they're doing. They got to hurry up with that expansion. All right, one Kyogre. Thank you so much. Aaron Seals. We got an open box of Storm Esmeralda. Jump in there if you guys want a shot at the Rayquaza. Last thing we need right now is to take a company like PSA that is actually like the kingmaker in the hobby and ruin this thing that's really good so that some salty guy who got a bad grade can feel better, or some guy who thinks he's going to become a millionaire without having to work a real job can sue them for whatever, $2 billion or some crazy number. The first card they graded was Honus Wagner that sold for $2 million. It had the corners cut to make it a 10. Where are we going from here with the Pokemon card market? Do you use CGC much? We're going to be using CGC a whole bunch while PSA is shut down. So you're going to see a lot of CGC cards getting graded. And I've always been open-minded to CGC, and I have a number of graded CGC cards in my collection. PSA did F over a lot of people. Yeah, but the reason for that is because everyone goes to PSA. So PSA also helped a lot of people relative to the number of mistakes that they made. So did PSA probably make some mistakes? Yeah, of course they did. It's just how it's going to be. Like CGC, they lost a whole one of my submissions. It lost me like $10,000. I didn't sue them. I just said, that's the cost of doing business. Maybe I should have sued them. But I didn't sue them. They had a stupid website where when you move and you update your address, it updated it internally in the website, but it didn't update it for the actual submission. You have to go to the exact submission and update it. And I didn't know that. And the website doesn't explain that. At the time, they were very new, and the website literally didn't explain that. So there was no warning or anything like that. And so they shipped it to the old address, and I lost, because the people kept it, I assume. I lost like $10,000 on that. So, you know, companies make little mistakes like that, and I bet if you update your address now, it's a little bit different. Now they probably tell you like, hey, you know, you need to go fix it over there. Or maybe they just update it everywhere. Maybe it's like a global thing. I don't know. Whatever the case is, they improve. And the people working for the companies are not robots. They're not computers. They're not perfect. They're humans. And sometimes you hire a thief. Sometimes you hire somebody who does break a law or they do something wrong. That doesn't mean that the company trains them to break the rules. The company is probably terrified of them breaking the rules, you know? So I hate all this perspective. How can you have this company that is adding so much value to your life that you rapidly demand their service? You rapidly stand in line for a year to get your card graded by them because you want your Charizard to triple in price or whatever the hell, right? And then at the same time, you simultaneously expect them to fail. Oh, I hate them. I hope they go under. Like, what is, you know, it's like a girlfriend you can't have almost. Like, oh, she's so beautiful. I hope she dies. I can't stand how beautiful she is. You know what I mean? It's something like that. It's very crazy to me. It's like PSA needs to be left alone. They need to expand, and they need to get all my cards graded so I can sell my cards. Yeah, we're going to sue them. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad you're suing them. Good. We're all waiting for our cards to come back, and you're busy suing them. Perfect. Here's Kyogre, and here's... Oh! Somebody got a little hit, finally. All right, let's see. Boom. We got... Oh, you got a good card, too. Wow. That's the chase right there. Okay, well, it was actually a lucky night for somebody, guys. Live custom chase card coming out. Now, you'll be allowed to re-roll this if you don't like it. It's a pretty big one. You might, it's the top card, so you might as well just hold it, but it's up to you. Here it is, CGC 10, Team Magma's Aggron Holographic. Okay, and he was placed in there for $400, a pretty fair price. Here's what he looks like. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. If you re-roll, it's $350 to re-roll it. What would you like to do? What's that mean? That was you. That was Nathan Norman. You went from having a very bad round to having the best possible round, which is like crazy lucky. Let's see. What? That's absolutely amazing. I know. It's a nice vintage card from the year 2004. That's the EX era. And it's Team Magma's Aggron, a vintage card, graded CGC 10. Now, if this was PSA 10, it'd probably be like 4,000. Or whatever it would be. What would you like to do? Are we keeping it or are we re-rolling it for 350? Hell yeah, I'll keep it. I love vintage. Good choice. That's what I would have done anyways. I never know whether to tell you what I would do with it, but yeah, that's what I would have done. Because if you re-roll it, you're only going to pull lower level cards because this is the chase card. All right, very nice. Congratulations on that. You also get this poker card. You're going to make Team Rocket Grunt break down in tears. That guy was going a little deep tonight. He didn't get as lucky as you did. Did they ever contact you back over the $10,000? No, we fought over it, and then I just kind of gave up at some point. All right, give me a second here. Basically, they say, well, it was your fault. You didn't give us the address correctly. And I guess I could have actually sued them. But you know what? By that point, they'd already earned me more than $10,000 in sales. All right, so give me a second here. We're going to go over to Breaks History. This is going to say 3. Again, so the mistake was I changed my address on their website. But back then, back in the day, when you changed your address on their website, that just changed like an internal thing for them. It didn't actually update on your orders. And there was no pop-up or anything like that that warned you, hey, if you change this address, it doesn't matter. We're still shipping to your old address. You have to go into the other submissions and change the address there or call us or something like that. This was very early on when they first started, right? Very early on. Still was blue labels and stuff like that. And so when I told them, I was like, where the hell are my submissions? They're like, well, we shipped it to the old address. I was like, that's the old address. I changed my address. And they're like, well, you did it wrong. You have to change it in the submission. I was like, well, where does it say to do that? You know, how was I supposed to know that? And I was telling them, I was like, that should be on you guys to explain that you have an existing form for an address change, and it doesn't effing work for making sure you get your cards to that address. You can fill the form out, and it doesn't do anything, you know, and I told them that, and they're like, well, you know what I mean? It's like, okay. And, you know, and then I proceeded to pay out all the people who lost their cards. So generally what I did for everyone is if they had a card that looked really good, I just bought them a PSA 10. That's how good I took care of everybody. After that $10,000 loss, I don't know if you guys remember this. I stopped completely middlemaning for people. Do you guys remember that? There was this time, some of you guys weren't around for it, but like Alex, he would have remembered this. So there was a time period where I refused to do any more middleman because any profit I made at all doing middleman for people was completely undone by one missing submission. One submission was lost, and all of the profit, which wasn't a lot, all the profit that I had made wasting hours, like hours and hours and hours of submissions for people, completely lost because of one bad submission. And I realized how bad of a business that is. Think about it. It's like we could do a submission tomorrow, and if it has like, you know, 20 cards in it from you guys, and it gets stolen in the mail, and I determined that I should go ahead and replace your cards for you, which we don't do that now. Like the rule is it's, you know, at your own risk. But I might do that out anyways, just because I'm a generous guy and just because it looks good. But so, you know, let's say I determined to replace all your cards that were stolen by the mailman. Well, I will just go negative doing this job for you guys. There will be so much money lost that I will just be working at a loss. It's such a middleman grading is such a terrible, terrible, terrible business model unless you have it like insured a certain way. Like for the delivery that got stolen, the $10,000 delivery, there's no insurance for that. It was properly delivered. It was delivered to the correct address. How am I going to claim that? And I contacted the other address. They of course did not respond. I guess I could have driven all the way out there and knocked on their door and said, "Hey, give me my cards back." So I guess I didn't do that. So yeah, it's a tough thing, and it's man, it's just, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation because we were originally talking about suing PSA. Playback pause because there's too many devices streaming on your plan. What are they talking about? This is the only one streaming. Well, let's grab this. this content isn't available? What are they talking about? I'm not streaming on multiple devices. Maybe it's the multi-stream. All right, let's try this. So Skyrim, ambience. There it goes. Okay, it's working now. All right, I'll bring this back over here. So yeah, it's it is weird to me hearing about PSA getting sued over such broad concepts like, oh, it's racketeering or something like that. It's like, is it, or are they just providing a service? You know, they're too good. Everyone wants to grade with them. That's a monopoly, is it, or are they just the best company? What does everybody want to buy on eBay? You want to buy CGC Gem 10 or you want to buy PSA Gem 10? You tell me. You want to buy BGS 9.5 or PSA 10? You want to buy, you know, Tag or PSA if they were the exact same price? You're probably going to buy PSA. You know, it's just how it is. And so you can't beat them because they're the best at it. They make the best grades and their cards go for the most money. How do you find them guilty for that? And then as for them offering to buy back slabs out of the market, you can look at that as sort of like breaking the third-party grading wall, or you can look at it as them providing liquidity to people who are grading their cards. Like, that's a service too. Like, whoa, I can get a 10 and liquidate with you? Like, wow, convenient. But maybe that is a problem, but I don't know. Does it bother me? I guess it would bother me if I felt like, you know, it was such a small company that the person in charge could control both the grading and the purchasing. But it's clearly such a large company that it's more like there's a group of managers making those decisions, and those are managers working in separate areas. You know what I mean? Just business, can't get personal. I can't believe you still use PSA after they literally scammed you. You mean CGC? We were saying CGC did that with the shipping, not PSA. PSA didn't scam me. PSA, I fought with PSA a couple times, and the worst thing they ever did was they encapsulated a Jirachi from the EX era, and they damaged it when it happened. It was really sad. But I don't know, they paid out at the time what they thought it was worth. So that's the worst thing I think they truly ever did, was that one. All right, guys, we are 3 hours and 20 minutes in. It is 5:41. I think we wrap up here. We're having a great conversation, card-related conversation. I had so much fun with you guys. I hope you show up for the Tuesday stream. It's going to be ladies' night. So I guess we'll have a daytime stream, and maybe that'll be ladies' night as well. I don't know. Maybe we'll call it happy hour. But tomorrow's Tuesday. I think Tuesdays are going to be ladies' nights from now on, okay? Tuesdays are ladies' nights. So I'll see you guys there. There's a special giveaway just for girls. And you'll be allowed to buy like a booster pack for one of the girls in our group and purchase it for that person at a discount, okay? Anyone who knows who hit the Heartbreak Pikachu gift. Was it really not written down in the Breaks History channel? I'm looking. Oh, we maybe never wrote it down. There's the Bowser poker. Oh, wow. Did we not write it down? Yeah, maybe we'll try and figure out who remembers it, okay? Who remembers who pulled the Pikachu gift? Have a good day. Have a good day, everyone. I read that graders stick to one IP. All right, I'm hopping off. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys have a great night. See you later, Facebook. Today was the very first stream on Facebook ever. That's so cool, with the ability to multi-stream. Wait, before I sign off, I want to see if anyone was watching over there. All right, hold on. We've been live this whole time, and I don't know if we have any viewers. Do we have any? Do we have any viewers over there? We had like 2, 3, and 1 viewers. Wait, it says waiting for broadcast signal. Oh, was it having problems? I don't know if it was having problems. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end it, whatever the case is. Wait, let me click on this. Is it having trouble with the broadcast? That sounds like it's having problems. I'm going to pause that. All right, so I'm going to pause that. I'm going to close that. All right, yeah, we're hopping off. See you later, everyone. Have a nice night.